course, that didn't add us to the stage. How are you doing, Anthony?
I'm good, bro. How you doing? Good morning.
I'm all right. I'm all right. We're going to have the powerful Brian McGinnis on.
Looking
Really
forward to
excited
it.
to have him on the program. He's running in the Green Party. Talk to people of all the various political spectrums here on the show because we're post-duopoly, as we say all the time. And we're looking forward to hearing from him. Anthony, what are you looking forward to with the interview?
Oh, I'm looking forward to Brian's position on why he did what he did.
Sure.
It's a passion thing for him. He's married to a Palestinian woman. He was a part of the military. He saw what was
Sure.
going on. Just kind of like what we had yesterday with Matt Murphy. It's like the people that are saying like, "Oh, you're not for the troops and you're this and you're that," are like the people that have never served in a military at all. But the
Sure.
people that are like badass, like have the accolades, are telling you the horrors of war and why we shouldn't be in ones, especially the one that we're in now.
I listen to Cat Turd, so I invalidate all that. All right, sorry, guys. I'm just a little bit rattled because I was trying to compress a file and I was unable to do it to get it down to the length where I could loop it and make it good as an intro. And I should have just literally pulled out my phone and clipped it, and then it would have been fine. And then just ran like a 45-second loop. But I spent all this time messing with the computer this morning. I wasn't able to do it. We do have all the new socials and everything set up. It's a New American Journal, and I'll be posting a link tree today. I'm still a day behind. I apologize, guys. So we're here today. I want to cover a lot of MAHA stuff today as well. I don't know if you've been seeing the kind of MAHA explosion, and rightfully so, because here's the thing, right? You have like the ultra motivated, like I guess called like a Zio boomer or whatever. Like you have that like archetype. That's like such a small percentage of the population. That's like nothing. What you really have, especially for people that vote, are like women and like older women, like women with children, grandchildren, mothers, exactly. And I mean, the big reason why Trump won, I think the reason why Trump won, one among many, of course, was the appearance of RFK.
No question.
Subsequent endorsement. It was huge.
Yeah.
Because that provided so much credibility, because it was a guy kind of like Trump had been saying that he was going to fight against the corruption for like a decade or whatever. Kennedy had been saying that he wanted to fight against the poisoning of the people, literally for decades and decades and decades, which is why it's so crazy to watch these people. And it's literally like, how tall is Shaquille O'Neal? 7'3",
something like that. Yeah.
It would be like telling Shaquille O'Neal, okay, Shaquille, we're going to give you $1 billion if you can put this ball through the hoop. There are no rules. You can just walk up to the hoop with the basketball and just put it in there. That's all you have to do. And he's like, okay. And then he just throws it at the referee, and like smashes him in the face with it. That's what all of this was, because it would be a very easy win to get rid of this poison and to get it out of our food supply, especially so much so if it was truly so drastic of a step to take. You take that step and you're a hero for taking it. Do we need 50 different flavors of poison chips at the gas station? Like, if they're giving everyone cancer, if they're giving everyone diabetes, if it's making everyone stroke out and have epilepsy and autism and God knows what speculation, do we actually need all this poison wheat? No. I don't think so. I think we could fix this problem, but Trump knows that Americans aren't willing to pay the price on that, and maybe RFK also knows that. So it's just kind of a thing as to where I think what the politician's argument is like, well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Now, like we can help the people, but the people don't want to help themselves. Yeah, but we're seeing a rejection of that. What do you think?
Well, I think that the first thing that RFK said was like, we have to fight against anti-Semitism. So that's like the first
number one health and human services priority for some reason.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Yeah, well, it's not really that weird when you find out his connection to Rabbi Shmuley and, all of that. Like, he's such a great
Dude, don't talk bad about America's rabbi.
He's such a great fighter for the Zionist regime or whatever. But I think it's just another situation where we got rug pulled. If my personal opinion, I think Thomas Massey is way more MAHA than RFK Jr. is. Way more MAHA. He fights against the glyphosate. He wants raw milk. Like, he's an actual farmer. RFK Jr. is a LARPer. He's fitting in where he could fit in, Yeah, he could bench press a lot. He works out in jeans. It's cool. But Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he can bench press a lot. I think he's like 72 years old and he's just on like TRT. He's like lean. So
bro.
people are like, oh, he's in shape. He's in shape. Did you see him doing the leg press in jeans with like and people got mad at me and they were like, what do you think, doughboy? You could never do it. And I got a video of me squatting 405 on my ass. It's insane. It's crazy. It's no belt, ass to grass, literally as deep as you can go. And RFK is doing these tiny little reps. And here's the thing: if you're an old guy and you just need to move around and like maintain muscle mass, and you need to like get the reps in, get a pump, do whatever, that's not even doing that. You know, that's probably going to get you hurt.
So your knees are going to get messed up with that big time.
Exactly. You know, I don't know. I think that's the age of like you start doing like lunges and like goblet squats and stuff on a plate, so it's easy on your knees.
What about the video of him and Kid Rock in the sauna?
Oh yeah. Also wearing jeans.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever seen Arrested Development?
Of course.
Okay, such a great show. If you got all right. If you guys want to know what my childhood was like, it was kind of like that, but like redneck crazy. All right, that would be the best way to describe it. Just the comedy and everyone running around. Tobias was a never nude. Like, on the show that will never take off the jeans. Like even in the shower, he has to like wear cutoffs and stuff. Oh, that's such an amazing show. What's that guy's name? He's in Ozark too. The actor.
Oh shoot, what the heck's his name?
Well, whatever. It's not important. Point is I really like I really like him. What were you talking about before the tangent? Sorry about that.
No, I was just saying like them. It's just all signaling. You know, it's like trying to signal to the base, but like the more that they do this, the faker and gayer it looks to me. You know, like working out in the sauna, they're riding the bike together. It's like,
oh yeah, the never nude. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, this is not like to me at all like a masculine feeling that I'm getting from this. I'm getting more of like, are you guys dating? Like, what is going on here?
I get more of like it's a commercial for like some sort of like bad health powder they're trying to sell old people. But it's like RFK and Kid Rock are getting healthy now. So I better donate to MAHA. Like that's what that like. It's so weird, dude. Watching Fox News is a trip. Imagine taking mushrooms and watching Fox News. I think you die. I think you wouldn't survive that.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
See who I got here?
Rupert.
We got Rupert.
He heard me,
guys. It's been a while since he appeared. He just got back from a little walk. Look at the tiger. Look at his giant head. Look at his ears.
His ears are so long.
That's a good tiger. A little bit of a lighter show until we get the interview going. I have a ton of MAHA stuff I am going to throw up. I just had a little surprise appearance from the dog. But yeah, so look at this. This is what Thomas Massey says. If we're making America healthy again, the government shouldn't be promoting glyphosate and providing liability immunity for corporations making it. Thank you to Representative Eli Crane for co-sponsoring the No Immunity for Glyphosate Act. What do you think?
I think he's 1,000% right. Glyphosate needs to be completely banned in our country. It's poison. It's poisoning our crops. It's poisoning the corn. Like all this stuff is just, it's killing us slowly.
Right.
It's not like a quick death. It's a slow death.
They do this bizarre argument where they go, well, it's only used on 3% of the wheat for drying purposes, but it's used on 1/3 of all fields in the United States. We use 280 million pounds of it. We increase the amount of millions of pounds we use of it by dozens of. I don't know the correct nomenclature. Literally, I think it was like 80 million in the early 2000s. Now it's 280. And like, if you track these things, and obviously, like a correlation doesn't equal causation. We know this, but it's just one of those factors where you have this like foreign agent being put in the food. That's literally, it's an analog of an amino acid, glycine, that's used to form all the collagen in your body, which is why it's so insidious. And they go, well, in theory, you know, maybe the proteins could misfold and you might get cancer, but we do the studies ourselves and we don't think it happens. Like that's literally, that's, if you look at the FDA, this blew my mind when I read the real Dr. Anthony Fauci back in like 2021 or whatever. That it's an amazing book. It has a great audiobook version too. I've done it both ways, where he's like, the FDA or whichever one of these organizations, I don't want to misquote, one of these organizations, they receive 75% of their funding from the pharmaceutical companies. And they do all the research, the testing, the investigation. And you say pharmaceutical company, you're talking about an agricultural product. You don't know what you're talking about. It's the same company. It's Bayer.
Yeah, it's Bayer. Exactly.
Like, it's insane.
And we have to also like remember that RFK fought Monsanto. Like he literally had like so many.
He won a $270 million lawsuit against Monsanto, proving that their product caused non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, also known as being carcinogenic.
Bro.
And if it's carcinogenic in one aspect, it's carcinogenic in all aspects.
It's insane. It's like this is, you know, I hate to like beat a dead horse here, but like I think that there's blackmail on all of them. I really do. I'm sorry. Like,
well, the thing is, like for RFK. For RFK, I get like if you know Shmuley from back in the day, that's the thing with Rand Paul too. Like if you have a photo with Shmuley,
yeah,
that's like that's pretty wild.
Death blow.
Yeah, like it's pretty crazy to be with Rabbi Shmuley.
Yeah,
do I need to say anything more?
Yeah, holding Israeli flags, like it's a pretty damning picture. There's one.
And what is up with the need for this country in our politics? What is up with the love for it? Why do we have to care? I don't care at all, quite frankly. You know, I just want divestment. I just want freedom from it. I just don't want to have money go over there anymore. I don't want to be responsible for the bombs they used to kill little children anymore. That's what I think we all want, right? I think that's like the most basic political stance, beyond wanting any sort of reparations, which they definitely should pay for everything they've done. Let's talk about that. But like, if we want to just talk about basic stuff, we just want divestment from this. We want it, and it's literally, it's in the name America First. Like it's right there in the title of what we stand for, right? We wanted America first. Why is that such a hard ask? Why is it so difficult? Why?
Yeah, it has to go back to blackmail, in my opinion.
Right.
It has to. Like, there's just really not many answers.
I think it's also financial. Like, I think a big part of this is also financial, and never underestimate like the power of people to believe in their own bullshit, especially when it comes to people in politics.
That's true.
Like, you know, hey, RFK, you're saving the world, man. You're doing a great job, bro. And then you're a Kennedy. You've been on the outside looking in on politics when really, like, you probably should have been the president at one point. And you're on the team. You're in the administration. Don't you want to play on the field and be with the people? I think it's a big part of that. And I think a big part of just us moving forward in the future is realizing, fuck these people. They're all disgusting.
Yeah, I agree.
It's completely disgusting. Like, honestly, it should be shameful to be a congressman or a senator. It should be like a dirty job, but it's known as like, man, you know, that guy, you know, he didn't get everything done he promised to get done. Like, we got to be like that.
No, I agree.
We can't. There's this thing of like, oh, well, you accept the 20% good because 80% bad, not all bad. And I'm not doing that anymore. Like, it's like, you know, it's like this in school, right? It's like C's get degrees, right? Like, make 70+% of your decisions correct. That's bare minimum, right?
RFK had a straight shot too, dude. He had a straight shot straight into 2028. He could have been the president.
Dude, I remember one semester of chemistry, I literally did not show up for class. And when I showed up for class, I watched YouTube videos and I pretended to do my homework and I pretended to take notes. I think I got like a 37. And then the next semester I got like a 93. And it like averaged out to where I was able to like barely pass with like extra credit. Like, they figured out something. It was bad. Like, I really, really messed up. That's what our politicians do. Like, they don't do a single homework assignment. Like that's what this is. And they're like, you need to vote for me again. You haven't ever done your job. Like, look at Lindsey Graham. Look at Mitch McConnell, the turtle. Look at Chucky Schumer. Like, what have they done to help the country? I'm not even talking about Trump right now. Like, a decade really is a short period of time. What it really is the entrenched power interest, and that's why what we're advocating for, another thing I want to ask Brian McGinnis about, is term limits and age limits. Like, we need these things. These things are very important. And
my question is this though: like, why has it taken us this long to get to this point? You know, like, we should have been doing this a while ago. We should have been going after Lindsey Graham. We should have been going after these people. And I don't want to blame Gen X and I don't want to blame the boomers, right? I really don't. But like, they kind of allowed this to happen to this point. Like, he should have been out of office. We should have been on their asses. We should have had the fire. Like, this fire that's lighting now under America with this America First agenda. And I'll never give credit to Israel, but Israel kind of pushed the button for this, right? To make this happen, because this should have happened a while ago. We should have been coming after these people. This is why, I sent you the books that I'm studying now, the common law, the Constitution. We all need to know this. We need to know the oath that they take to our country, to God, because that's really what it is. They're taking an oath to God, and these people are not godly. So they should not be in a position where they can have any rule over us.
Well, they worship the stock market.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're actually very devout.
Yeah, that's their ball.
The thing. It's like they practice Satanism. That's they're very devout. So let's not say they're not very devout people. They're just not devout like in a righteous way. They're devout in a very corrupt way, an evil way. Yeah. So I mean, and that's the real problem. And that's what the team is. It's what the club is. Like Carlin's famous. Like there's a big club and you're not in it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's people that are willing to sacrifice everyone else in order for their own material interests to be met. I mean, and Trump is the perfect example of that. You're kind of giving a little bit of credit to Israel. I would give a little credit to Donald Trump for doing all this. Yeah. I like, here's the AI and the Trump Gaza. The Trump Gaza thing is what really made me hate him.
Me too.
That's what really made me start to really, really intensely hate Donald Trump and to like be someone that I'd say anti-Trump now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is because this is a open air prison that's now open air cemetery, right? They've bulldozed and bombed and destroyed all the houses, all the homes, all the people that live there. Literally, you're talking about the bones of hundreds of thousands of people. Trump posted a video of how he wants to build a new like Las Vegas in the Middle East on top of it.
Disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely unforgivable. Him dancing with women and money,
beards,
Elon and money. And the thing is like, oh, like, look, the women can have their boobs out now. Isn't it cool that I killed hundreds of thousands of people? That's the argument, man. It's the OnlyFans argument.
In that video, though, those women have beards.
Really?
Yes. He's dancing with women with beards. Like straight up, they have like full beards.
They have the tiny hat as well.
They don't have a tiny hat. They have beards. They're like boobs are out and they have beards. And it's like, and then him and Bibi are like are laying on a beach drinking pina coladas. Like it's just a disgusting.
Dude, that's
thing.
So disturbing.
It's so sick.
It's like I'll give another anecdotal example. I'll give another personal story. It's like, I went to Alamo Draft House and I was like 13. And I swear I must have gotten a drink that was meant for my dad. And I never say stuff like this. My dad went on there. He's like, Tim Pool, I'm not accusing them of anything. They're great guys, but, I think somebody drugged me. And I was like, no, I've seen you drink a lot and not and then get like that. It is what it is. And that's okay. And that's fine. But seriously, like when I'm at this movie theater, I have this, like, I think it was like a vanilla cinnamon milkshake. I drank it. It was supposed to be his, and he gave it to me. And I literally had a hallucinatory episode where I thought the box trolls were in my room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, it was horrible. I would never show your kids that claymation movie. It's so disturbing. Like the stuff they make for kids. My point being, it's like a hallucination. It's like a nightmare. It's like something you can't, like, it's surreal. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Like, and you think that, and that's what's really so hellish about AI. Is that you see some of these videos sometimes, and like a lot of them are really great, and people can make great art and do whatever. I'm not downplaying that, but a lot of it is like really creepy. It's like slick. It's like oily. You notice that?
Yeah. Well, have you ever looked into CERN?
No. Tell me about that.
So CERN is
the particle accelerator.
Yeah. Like the whole entire thing is like they're basically trying to play God or whatever, and there's conspiracies that like we got pushed into an alternate timeline, basically. That they turn this thing on and like you ever watch the show on Netflix? It's called Dark. It's a great show if you've never seen it. Oh man, watch that show. It's a German show about time travel. And they dub it. It's on Netflix. It's one of the greatest shows ever. Okay. But there's a theory that like CERN got cooked all the way up or whatever, and like we got pushed into an alternate timeline. I'm not saying that that's not impossible. I don't take anything away anymore. Like when you find out that these people are eating babies and all these rituals and all this stuff, is it impossible? I mean, your dad was talking about on Joe Rogan, the Palantir thing, like where they look into the looking glass and, do these rituals.
What that is like what they're building is like there's the AI and then there's the AI that you create out of the people.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. That's like kind of the Internet of Things, and that's how they want everything to operate. That's kind of the hive mind. That gives you, if you know everything that's happening in the present, you can predict the future.
Yes, yes.
And that's what that whole thing is. And that's very sick. And it should be made illegal, by the way. They shouldn't be allowed to do these things. Can't we just live? This is the thing, is like it becomes almost, and it is. I mean, think about MAHA from this perspective. It's almost like a Luddite or like an Amish thing of just like, do we have to do this? I don't think so. Like, things are fine. Things were fine before COVID, before everything got screwed up. Can't we just go back to the way things used to be? I think people have said that literally as long as there's been people. So since Adam and Eve, can't we just go back to the garden?
Well, I think the slogan during COVID was the new normal, right? And I think that's what they're trying to make us feel like. This is the new normal. Like, just get used to it, because it's just gonna
this is not normal
at all.
Hell no.
At all. But I think they were signaling to that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this, because this is what I saw and this is what I was referencing. We're done pretending this is normal. Vani Hari just slammed Trump on behalf of MAHA, says the administration is protecting Bayer and Monsanto, which is, of course, totally true.
Yes.
He literally gave them like military, like defense protections, like vital to national security, to poison America. You cannot tell Americans to eat real food without protecting the cancer-causing chemicals sprayed on it. Yeah, isn't that so simple? It's like, yeah, the kids need to eat their vegetables and their milk and their beef. But Trump, the beef is fed, the cattle that the beef comes from, they're fed corn and soybeans that are contaminated with glyphosate.
Horrible.
And they're eating each other, and they've got all these infections and diseases from all the drugs and the antibiotics. I don't care anything about that. As long as it looks healthy on the plate, it's better for the children. And that's literally, it all comes down to appearances. That's all they ever care about. Let's go ahead and watch this.
Okay.
And pretending this is normal. And let's be very clear. You cannot claim to care about health while protecting poison. You cannot tell Americans to eat real food while protecting the cancer-causing chemicals sprayed on it. You cannot stand with families inside with one of the most evil corporations in the world.
My creative genius at work, we need to make a version of Man in the High Castle. You know the show I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where like
Germany wins.
You have to observe Shabbat, or you get, do it that kind of way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What everything I'm hearing is very anti-Semitic. Like, she doesn't want to be poisoned. She doesn't want to be infertile. So
she's Jewish though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, advocating for us. That's cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's be honest.
Not on the screen.
We wouldn't be here right now if President Trump didn't sign that executive order. We wouldn't be here right now if they weren't inside this building arguing on Monsanto's behalf. We wouldn't be here right now if they didn't submit that amicus brief and that recommendation to the Supreme Court to look at this case when they've lost all over this country.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And this just goes back to the argument that I always make about my dad, is like we need a total overhaul of the civil court system. Like, I'll advocate my entire life for this. Like, it's not fair what goes on, because if you have the money and the power interest on your side, you can be a criminal and be treated as if you're literally innocent or like not liable, or whatever the proper term is. Like, you could be an offender and then be not found not liable. Like, it's insane. Like, they give people cancer, okay? And the thing is, we can say that because it's on record they gave people non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That's why that's why Robert F. Kennedy won $270 million. So we can say here right now that Monsanto causes cancer because of the RFK suit and because of the payout they had to make. But then if the product's still on the market, nothing can ever be done about it.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally insane. Well, RFK went to Steak and Shake and ate tallow fries and cooked the turkey in tallow. So, he's the arbiter of health.
Based. Whoa.
Chad.
Yeah, that's what they want you to. They want you to be like, dude, did you see how he ate fries made out of tallow, man? It's like, well, I mean, he's still allowing us to be poisoned, so I don't really give a shit.
Exactly. It's insane, brother.
You cannot stand with families and do that. We would not be here right now if Monsanto Bayer wasn't pushing legal shields through every branch of government, including the Farm Bill today at Congress. They made this their moment. Now we make it ours.
Yeah, I mean, people are turning against the coalition, and I'm happy about that. I really am. Like, because she was a huge advocate for RFK. Like, she was the one that actually did like a lot against the dyes and a lot of this stuff. Like, she was a super big advocate for that, for the cereals, for the chips.
Trump. It's just like Trump. It's like, we're not big advocates for these people. We're advocates for what they stand for. And like, if the person, like for Trump, it's very simple. So like, if I was talking to my roommate about this last night, and he's like, I wouldn't concede domestic policy. I would argue with this. I wouldn't concede it to Andrew Wilson, because we're talking about the Andrew Wilson, Owen debate. And I said I would crush him, and he's like, nah, you wouldn't. Like, maybe you're right, but I wouldn't concede what you'd concede, or I would concede things you wouldn't concede, because I don't need to argue those points. I don't need to talk about the tariff X, Y, and Z and the negative migration. No, none of that's true. Anyway, by the way, it's all been horrible for the country, and the economy reflects that. And as a businessman of 5 years, you can't tell me that I don't know the economy is worse than it was before. But all I care about is the foreign policy, because the domestic policy is all downstream of the foreign policy. And when we started this illegal war of aggression by bombing that school and killing hundreds of school children and their teachers, holocausted them, death by fire, double tap attack, that Trump then came out and lied about and said, well, the Iranians are very inaccurate with their munitions. You know, it's an Iranian. They had the Tomahawk. He even said they had Tomahawks. Okay, only 4 countries have Tomahawks: Germany, Japan, France, UK, and then of course us. Right. So that's how all this started. That's what we're against. I didn't want a single one of those kids to die. I didn't want a single one of the dozen plus American soldiers to die. I didn't want a single one of these Middle Eastern countries lit on fire, poisoned with the smog cloud of acid rain, the carcinogens, all of it. I mean, you think about the wreckage of what's been done here. The numbers they present to you about the conflict, I mean, 10, 20 years, it'll be just like the Iraq war, the Afghanistan war. When the dust settles, the real figures are going to be so much higher. And then all these fucking retards that pushed this, that promoted it, that said, like Andrew Wilson, he was out there, he's like, I don't mean to call him an R word. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean, because I do want to debate him. I wouldn't use that homonym. I'm trying to get that legitimately done. But he goes up there and says, well, I'm against war. I'm against this war. But President Trump has every right to kill the pedophiles, and those girls are better off dead than raped. That's not, you're the great debater.
That's disgusting.
You're the great orator. You're the great leader of thought and vocabulary and metaphor and argument. And you're like, better off dead than raped. And that's literally what he said.
Yeah. And now him and his wife are like coming out and like trying to use that talking point of like, oh, it's just the Jews. It's just the Jews. It's like, that makes you look so much more Jewish. Like, if you're trying to like use that as
the
like,
Jews doing what?
Well, that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that everybody is using the excuse of it's just the Jews. Like, that's everybody else's argument against them. You know, like
hold on. They blackmail our politicians into making them send them money, billions of dollars every year to buy weapons.
Exactly.
So they can bomb children.
Exactly.
So and that's the thing. Is like, we're directly responsible for this, because we're their engine for doing it. Without having us and our support, they couldn't behave in this way, right? Because like, literally, it's the Master Blaster scenario from Mad Max Thunderdome. My dad says that it really is true. Like they're on our back, steering us, controlling us, making us do what they want to do. I mean, they literally. This is what I'd say, Andrew Wilson. They took us to war. My source for that is U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio said, well, Israel was going to launch the attack. We knew the Iranians would retaliate and kill American soldiers, so that we had to join in. So it was overwhelming, or whatever word to use. I don't think it was overwhelming. That's damn near a perfect quote. In order to minimize or stop American loss of life, we had to help Israel with their regime change operation after our stated goal for like, the thing at 300 plus, the thing that all the Americans voted for, everyone that voted in the election, that was part of the popular vote for Trump. They voted for no new wars. That's literally another country starting a war without our consent. And then us being like, well, okay. I mean, are you gonna let us out of the crate? You know, if we go to war for you, you just are you gonna give us food, Israel? Like, are you gonna please? And they're like, well, it's not good enough for us. You better stay in the conflict. And our own generals were like, Trump, you have to stop doing this, please. You can't nuke them, please. You can't destroy their civilization, please. You can't do this, please. And then he is literally either so demented, so bought off, so blackmailed, or just all three together that he's living in his own little world and we don't even know what's going on. And you think that's a victory? You think that's successful foreign policy? Where have you seen an administration in the past 50 years that has had major cabinet members and other appointees like a Joe Kent, for example, that had to counter terrorism? Show me another incidents in history where one of them has to resign over a deeply immoral war that they claim is started by a foreign power. Is Joe Kent just like a radical left nut job? Well, I guess Rubio is too, because Rubio said the exact same thing as Joe Kent. So it's just it's phrased in a different way. Rubio sells it, Joe Kent shoots it, and that's as simple as I can put it for people. And they're saying the same thing. But then you got Andrew Wilson out there on a stage defending the Trump administration, and it's not the Trump administration. It's the Netanyahu administration. Very clearly so. Very, very much so. Very clearly so, the Netanyahu administration. He's visited 7 times.
Yeah, it's insane. Well,
7 visits.
I think you made a really good
wars over there constantly. We've been in the 12-day war. Now this one has happened twice. It's happened twice since Trump's been president. It's absolutely unprecedented the way they run our foreign policy. And for someone to go up on the stage and go, actually, you know, about negative migration, you're going to kill the girls so they don't get raped by the pedophiles. Everything I just laid out to you is very clear and common cause that we all have together to reject this administration. Because beyond anything else, Donald Trump pointed out the reason why America is so wrecked and is so destroyed is because we fought those wars in the Middle East. And Andrew, you know, you're Orthodox. I won't disrespect you. I'm not going to come after you. But you can't play me for a fool. And I wasn't born yesterday. I watched the same debates you watched in 2015, 2016. I saw Trump on that stage. I saw what he said. And that's what made me believe in him. I don't think you probably liked him, supported him, or cared. But I actually was, if I could have been, I would have been a 3-time Trump voter. I'm a 2-time Trump voter. Yeah. So, you know, I think I know what that candidate was supposed to stand for in the same way that I think Owen knows what that candidate was supposed to stand for. And I don't think you know anything, boy. Like, why? What are you talking about? You need to be talking to the women about God on the whatever podcast.
You got to open up pickle jars.
That is more of your lane. You need to stay out of serious politics because you don't understand serious politics. You're not invested enough in it. You don't understand the epistemic justifications for this. You might understand them for your faith. You don't understand them for politics. You can't justify your worldview. You don't have enough knowledge of the political world, enough knowledge of the political scope, enough time, enough hours, seeing what's been promised from these people over and over again. Or wait. Maybe you do, and you're just like the quartering, and you say, well, sucks to suck. We're going to have to make compromises. And that's actually what he said. We have to have incremental reform. Where's incremental reform been in the past 50 years? Looks like we need some pretty drastic reform to me. Looks like we need basically the complete opposite of what's been done. So that's my point to Andrew Wilson. And I just want to make that clear. Like, you don't have enough history in politics. You don't have the experience. I have like probably 8 times the experience that you have, maybe by a factor of 10, order of magnitude. Like, it's just a complete different world over here. And you can't go on the stage and say the girls are better off dead than raped. You can't do it because that's not what we voted for.
Yeah. I think we need common sense debates. That's more than, you know, like trying to just have, you know,
flip it and send it out, attack my minions. Go ahead.
We need common sense debates, right? And I feel like Andrew Wilson is more of an illusionist. He's trying to put a wool over people's eyes to make his agenda fit for people because he has a high vocabulary. He practices debating.
It's the word cell thing. It's the voice board thing. And the thing is like, you're not even that good at that. Like,
He's not.
like,
He's not.
like, come
He's
on.
not.
I'm a bit of a word cell myself. And I
You
just
are.
gotta
You
say
are.
it's
You
pretty
have a very
embarrassing.
high vocabulary. But
Yeah.
like what I'm saying is like we need common sense debates. Like we need people just to look at things from an angle of common sense. It's like you're watching things happen in real life. Look at reality. Whoever is going to win the debate is who's actually staying in reality. When you start pulling these fake imaginary things and trying to use all these like different situations to make people be swayed by one way and but they're all pedophiles and using the whole entire Muslim bad and like
hey, that's like what the boomer said to me on the street when I did the street interview with him, the debate with him. He said, life is in living color. So it's both, it's all abstract and it can be anything you want it to be. And also they're all this one thing. They're all evil. They're all disgusting. They're all caveman pedophiles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no common sense in his debate at all. He's an illusionist and he has his like little chud army that agrees with him. Like every single person that came up to ask a question was there for Andrew Wilson. And I'm not going to attack his religion either, right? Because I know orthodoxy is such a hard road. I'm still working on it. I haven't been in the church in a long time. But
absolutely.
Here's the thing though, right? To use anti-Christian, because it's completely anti-Christian to say everything that he says. And then to use the orthodoxy thing and like have all these people like, oh, you brought me to orthodoxy and like this is why I worship you, is like it's almost using God like to make your point, and this is what politicians do.
Well, that's why I'm pretty hesitant to talk about God a lot of time. And Jesus, of course, we always want to give all glory and praise and power to Jesus, the universe and everything. I don't want to try to come off like a sanctimonious like theologian because I'm not.
And he does.
I don't want to give people spiritual advice because I need a lot of spiritual advice, So like, I don't want to put myself in that. Like, it's literally, it's like I know I'm like the tax collector, like I know I got a lot of problems and I'm going to go pray quietly where I'm not seen and I'm going to ask God for help. I'm not going to be like the Pharisee that goes out there and goes, oh yes, I am the perfect one. I have done nothing wrong, blah, blah, blah. Like when I talk to God, I want to be in a mindset of where it's so serious that like it's really, it's like an intense, scary thing, like you're trying to communicate with your creator.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think like if you're doing it from an apologetics perspective, you're educating people about your faith, defending your faith, proving the logic system of your faith. Someone like Jay Dyer.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, and Andrew Wilson, he's done a lot of good work. I'm not discrediting that in any way. It's just defending orthodoxy and all of it. Big kudos as far as that goes. But that's why I'm saying it's a different genre. And like I would like talk to your spiritual father about that position.
Yeah, exactly. Because it all goes out the window. Like you're disdaining the church by saying that, oh, they were better off dead than raised.
It's not cool.
How would Jesus Christ ever?
It's not cool.
He would pull a millstone out for you, dude. He would pull a millstone out.
Whenever I see a little kid now, whenever I see a kid that's under like 3 years old, I instantly think of Gaza.
Yeah, me too.
Like instantly. And the thing is, like, you see just like a 3-year-old or like a toddler, or whatever, like it's someone that's old enough to be in a stroller, right? You see that perfect, like innocent little human being that's going to grow up and have a life and have a relationship with God and already has all those things, right? You see this perfect creation of the Lord, and then just imagine it more tan, and then imagine it dead, and then that's what the bomb did, and then that's what you support.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Like, do you not like? How do you beat that argument? Like how do you say no, there's a justification for it? We're the same, everyone's the same, they're little kids, they're dead.
It's disgusting, man. Yeah, it's a horrible take. It makes Christianity look bad. It makes orthodoxy look bad. Like he shouldn't be taking these positions at all. Like you said, Jay Dyer is a way better representation of the Orthodox Church.
You gotta stay out of politics, man. That's the thing it points to.
It's ego though for him, bro, because he wants to just win debates. He wants to win debates. That's what it is. He wants to be like.
I agree, but getting into my point here is like the religious, or I guess like moral. I guess he's talking to OnlyFans girls, and I guess like women that are supposed to be promiscuous or whatever. Like the morality debates and like the apologetics for religion. That you can't have the positions that you have and talk about Christ and talk about like he was on that debate with that girl and she said something to him that was like mildly personal. It wasn't even that bad. And he goes, oh, well, you're a ditch licker. You eat sniz, like, cause she's a lesbian or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't think Christ would do that.
No, definitely not.
I don't think God would do that. I don't think God would treat, a sinner that he loves in the same way that you're a sinner that he loves too. You're the same as her, by the way. There's no difference between you. And that's what our faith is. We're all acknowledging that all have fallen short of the glory of God and that we're all the worst of all sinners, as Paul said.
Amen. Amen.
Right?
Amen.
So to have this like sanctimonious moral authority attitude, where you're going and like bashing the whores, and like that's his terminology.
Yeah, that's true.
Not mine.
That's very true.
When you're going on there and doing stuff like that, and then you come over to the political world, a world where morality and ethics are actually supremely important, and you're like, I'm this guy that understands morality and can make value-based judgments like on what's going on and decide whether something's worth doing or not. Kids are better off dead than raped.
Exactly.
And that's my Christian position.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I don't want to get into his relationship or whatever, but I heard there's some weird things going on there as well. So,
well, the thing is like, why are you doing this? Like, it's a consequence of like,
it's a grift. It's a grift, bro. It's a grift. Let's just call it what it is. It's a grift. It's a grift for him.
Sure.
This is how he made his entire platform. This is how he makes his money. He doesn't actually believe in what he says. He just says it so he can be right, so he can have some sort of following of, oh, he dunked on him. Andrew won. And like, that gets us nowhere because, like I said, he's an illusionist. He's just pulling the wool over people's eyes and creating his own narrative. I would like to talk
to him and understand a little bit more from a non-combative perspective of how he squares.
He would turn a combative, though. He would turn a combative. I
know. And here's what would happen is I would come from it from a genuine perspective of being like, you're Orthodox. You've made it through like lifetime confession and baptism. That's something that I have not been able to make it through yet.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like, so how do you, with the Holy Spirit inside of you, how does the Holy Spirit justify what you said about those children? Like that, and then he would go, you don't understand the Bible or our faith. You're not actually Orthodox. And it would begin like the speed blitz of like trying to show that he's smarter than me in some way. And I genuinely, I want to know, like, yeah, in the same way, how do I square smoking marijuana and praising my God when I know my God doesn't want me to smoke marijuana? Be honest about that right now.
That one. I'll be honest.
You see what I'm saying? But we're going to be honest in that and ask God for help and ask God to be stronger. All right. Yeah. He's not going to do that for this position. He's not going to say, God, I need help with this. I need to consider human life more, something like that. I already know everything. So why would I need to ask God for help? That's the position.
What he would do with that whole entire argument is he would turn it into like, you know how many the Muslims killed so many Orthodox and they've been going to war with each other for so long and Constantinople, and he could bring up all that. He bring up the history. And people always do that. People always bring up the history of Muslims, but it's like, hey, let's look at people where they are right now and judge them by their fruits. You know,
right. For really quick, for people talking about weed, this is a personal thing for myself. All right. So different people have different vices. I have a problem with it. So I don't need to smoke. So I'm not insulting anybody, whatever people are doing. All right. And I sell CBD, so I'm not against the plant. So
yeah. It's just it's mammon sometimes, you know. It's like if you're putting it over everything else, then it's a problem.
Right. Some people don't have a problem with money. Other people can't stop gambling. You know? Some people don't have a problem with drinking. Other people just drink themselves to death. So like for me, I like to smoke too much. I just can't smoke. So like that's what that is. But I'm just saying that as an accountability thing. And there's many other things. You need to quit doing a whole bunch of stuff, right? As we all do. But the thing is, I don't go out there as the grand poobah of moral authority. And he does.
Yeah.
So I want to, like, how do you justify that?
No, it's respectful for you to even come out and say that, you know, like to admit your flaws. He will never admit his flaws because he thinks that he's a perfect person. And he's not. Let's
all work on getting braver and talking about what we're going through. A lot of us can do work on that front, including myself. I want to go to this. And this is more of an example of like the signaling of like the trying to be cool or whatever. Like they had some interns spend 5 seconds on Photoshop.
Clavicular.
Will you read that?
I can't really see.
All right, never mind.
When Make America Healthy Again isn't just a slogan,
it's a lifestyle. Your groceries look like they came from the earth, not a lab. You're ending chronic disease by taking back your health. Written by AI, very clearly. And then your farm bill literally lets pesticide corporations dump cancer-causing chemicals into our air, water, and food. People be like, you think you'll read a Democrat tweet? You against RFK Jr.? You're damn right I'm against RFK Jr. He's pushing glyphosate on us.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's so crazy. People, But it's just the allegiance to the team, Anthony. I'm really excited. Does Brian have the link?
Let me check.
We got to make sure Brian has the link.
William's in the chat. Hold on. William, does he have the link? Can you send it to him now? I just texted him. William, check the text. I just texted you.
Awesome.
But no, I totally agree. It's allegiance to Trump. I mean, and listen, this is where we should have first known this. I don't know if you remember, but they all went to the UFC together, and then they made RFK eat McDonald's on the plane. And like he just has the most miserable face on.
Oh, it's a humiliation ritual. I didn't know about this. This is pretty funny, really.
Yeah, you didn't see that? Oh yeah, they're all sitting on the plane or whatever, and they have a whole entire table full of McDonald's.
No,
yes, bro, look it up. I guarantee you can pull it up so fast. And RFK sitting there, he has like the most miserable face, like holding on to like a cheeseburger.
The rape.
And Trump just has like stacked up like fish fillets. Like it's like,
oh no.
Yeah. And like we should have known, like literally, like Trump's work. I posted this on Ungovernable the other day. Like Trump's literally the Goy Slop president. He went to a McDonald's and made fries. Like, how is that MAHA? McDonald's has been poisoning people for like the longest time. Like, can you send the link to me to forward? Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm sending him the link.
Please stop making me eat these. It's going to make my IBS brutal. Shut up, RFK. You're going to eat another fish fillet, or I'm going to release the tape Shmuley sent me. You're going to be a good guy, aren't you? Yeah, yes, Mr. President. I'm going to eat the sandwich. I'm going to eat more. Hey, what's something wrong? Having a hard time making it go down? I'm sorry. I really want the job. I really want to be in government again. You know, that's right. You want to be in government. You don't want to end up like your uncle, do you? Eat the fish fillet, end up like your uncle. Yes, sir, Mr. President.
With the Coke,
sorry,
too.
That's a little messed up, but
with the Coke, too.
Yeah, with the Coke. You better drink your is that a full sugar one? We don't get high fructose corn syrup for you. We get aspartame. Where's your Diet Coke?
It's disgusting.
Yeah, wow. So you're right. I was able to pull it up fast. This is like nightmare blunt rotation. Talking about weed.
Horrible, dude.
Dude, imagine the hell.
Horrible.
Dude, he's the creepiest of them all. I wonder what he's done.
He's a weasel.
Dude, what is he involved? What is Mike Johnson involved with?
Doesn't he have like 3 like adopted black kids, like in a weird situation?
I didn't know about that. He's like Michael Chandler.
Yeah. He has 3 adopted black kids, like that came from, I believe, Haiti of all places.
Wow. And we know how corrupt those foundations are. We know what those foundations are known for. But yeah, we're being joined by Ryan McGinnis right now. Let's go ahead and get my computer off the screen. Actually, wait 1 second here. Give me 1 moment. I just messed up because I had his, I wanted to display his Twitter. Howdy.
Good morning, Rex. Good morning, Anthony.
Hey,
so
Brian.
Excited to meet you, Rex, and good to see you again, Anthony.
Good to see you too, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate you. You're running for U.S. Senate, and that's very exciting. North Carolina. Want to hear about your political platform a little bit, a lot of what you've got to say. But I became aware of you. Anthony became aware of you when you were. That was a Senate hearing, I believe that you were.
Yeah, it was a war preparedness hearing or briefing by all the generals of the military.
Yeah, maybe walk us through that a little bit, because we saw the iconic video of literally you're there to protest against the genocide, to protest against the war that we all voted against, that the vast majority of Americans want stopped immediately, that's been going on for far too long, and we can get into that as well. And that guy, literally, I don't know exactly what happened to your arm, but it looked like that guy tried to break your arm for Netanyahu. That's what that looked like to me.
Well, yeah, it was all happenstance. My arm got stuck between a door and a hinge. They were yanking on me, and the fulcrum of the back of the door cracked my radius and ulna, which, heightened the reach of this video, which I'm thankful for, because I've been praying for a free Palestine for over 2.5 years, because I know this is just military oppression. This is might makes right, and it's killing so many innocent people. And if it were reversed, if Muslims were killing Jews at this rate, I hope that I think I would speak out against this. It's just at this point in this day and age, we have to just speak out against brutality and killing of this extent. So that's just what led me to that hearing. And so my message was clear. The generals were not speaking anything about Israel's influence or their part in all this war that we've been taking place in the Middle East, which is so far from America and all this and that.
Right.
So I just found it important to state over and over, Israel is the reason for this war, and we don't want to fight for them, and this is not right. Just to make my statements clear in that quick moment. And the aggressive nature they handled me was so aggressive and quick. I had no time to gather my thoughts or react in any way. So yeah, the way things went down was so haphazard and crazy. I could not.
They're scared. They're scared. When they hear that stuff, they get scared. They don't like hearing criticism of their empire, their regime, which is what it is. And that's what we want into. I mean, for us, like, we come from all various sides of the political spectrum. I like to say we're post-duopoly over here. That's what I like to make clear to people, because people want to know what team we're playing for. We're playing for the American people. That's our team. That's what we care about. But people will tell you that the stuff going on over there isn't real, that it's not happening, that somehow it's justifiable because they're protecting themselves or whatever they want to justify. We can look at the estimates of the numbers, even at the low end, and we know it's hundreds of thousands of civilians that have been murdered. We know this for an absolute fact. We can point to the Lancet study as something that even the worst of the Zionists will have to admit is true. 87,000 civilians murdered. They're just able to write that off. And it's truly incredible to me. It's incredible to Anthony as well that they're able to do this when we're supposed to be some sort of nominally Christian nation. Isn't this insane?
It's completely insane. And you're so right in that description. And we should all go to the basis of religion, which is respect. Treat someone as you would like to be treated. Love, consideration, respect. The example that Jesus set. Just sitting at the table with prostitutes and murderers, just being accepting, and that's where love begins. And being at the table together, those should be at the forefront of what we want to express as a country, as a nation. If people are claiming that America is a Christian nation, but there's also separation between church and state, and there's also a lot of difficulty when one takes on a religious label. And you are immediately addressed, or all the stereotypes, good or bad, are placed upon you, and that's a tough thing to represent in the moments with things. And so somehow, it's an obstacle to handle. And if we could just kind of stick to the issues and talk about whether this is right or wrong, whether in regards to
we're supposed to have we're supposed to have the system that the founders set up of no foreign entanglements. Let's just go off that basis here. Like, this is everything that our country is supposed to be against. We have a foreign nation that through some means, through some sort of force applied somewhere, makes us give them money so that they can then buy munitions to kill little brown women and children and girls overseas. And then somehow that's justifiable because in the minds of a lot of Americans, a lot of Christian Zionist Americans, we live in the good theocracy. You see, Iran, they just have the bad theocracy. We have the good theocracy, the one where Trump is Jesus and the one where it's all morally justified and they have to build the greater Israel. We're against all of that. We want divestment. We want to prioritize America first. And I think that's what this country has always been about. And I think, going to your point of what you're talking about here, there has been this infusion of kind of twisted religion and morality into things. And Anthony, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear to see what's going on, right? Like, our country is completely controlled by a nation that is murderous, and people are being sold down the river to think that this is a good thing because they're terrorists. And it's like such an old talking point. It's George Bush. We've seen this happen after 9/11 where they turn everybody against the Muslims, and they don't realize that, like, we actually have a lot more in common with Muslim people than we do with Jews. I mean, Jews literally reject Jesus Christ completely. The Muslims see him as a prophet. They don't see him as God. Sure, we can make that argument, but to say that all of these Muslims are radicals and they want to kill the Christians and all this, it's hyperbole, it's lies, and as somebody that was in war, you're a Marine, you went through this and you saw.
Yeah, tell us about your experiences, if you would, and in the worldview that it's allowed you to have.
You got it. I'm with you. It's just real quick. It's such horrible that the propaganda is working, and so many people are believing this is justification for murder and killing. So we're just trying to bring people away from that extreme idea. No, we're just trying to take the funding away and quell the aggressions and just stop things. Can the war just stop? It's wasting so much money. Anyway, yeah, because I say that from being a Marine myself and going to Iraq as a young 18 to 22-year-old young man, just not knowing anything and everything about where I am in this world and just trying to prove myself. And so I was in the Marine Corps surrounded by very sharp, strong drill instructors and other Marines. And it's hard not to be completely taken away with that amazing facade of appearance and assertiveness and purpose. And so you want to fall right into that.
You're a part of something strong.
Yeah.
Pride. It's pride. It's pride for sure.
And so you're getting into that and trying to carry out your orders and do what you're told because you think that's going to get you where you want to go is what I was doing. And so I did that. And then I was left to deal with what I did. And, you know, when I was in there, I did the best I could and tried not to. I was trying to be careful with my shooting and engagements in Iraq and stuff. And so, you know, while I witnessed a lot of bad things, I do feel bad about some of the engagements I was part of because they were barbaric in the sense of an overkill, an overreach, excessive power over people that just did not have, you know, America has so much more military might than whoever we came across. So I just say this, we steamrolled over any problem we came across. Yeah, there's people and then they started setting IEDs. But anyway, having that experience and seeing the randomness of killing and the scariness of that and placing my family in in that theater is just horrifying. So I just don't want that for anybody else. And that's where I'm coming from. I'm just thinking we know that the justifications the American government have used for war are false and are lies. Therefore, why can't we say we don't want this anymore? We don't want to put people that we can relate to as common men and women with families in these situations in our world.
Well, we've learned so much from the Israelis. I mean, you look at Trump, you look at what he's done in his second term. I mean, the Israelis deliberately target civilian infrastructure, power, water, food, it's war crime. Geneva Convention, you're not allowed to do these things. They do it. That's part of their stated protocol. I call it the Gaza protocol or the Gaza method or whatever the nomenclature is. Trump, that's what he said he'd do. He says, I'll attack the power plants. I'll attack the oil infrastructure. I'll do this. I'll do X, Y, Z. I'll erase your civilization, which is also known as genocide, which is also what they do. If you don't bow down and submit to me. And then we're sitting over here fat and happy in America going, oh, they're cavemen. They're this, that, or thing. Trump going to defeat them in 24 to 48 hours. And it's already destroyed the world economy. People don't understand the impact of the fertilizer and the diesel, much less even so more than the gas and the LNG and all of that. Like we're headed towards another COVID. That's what this is. And we can talk about COVID. We can talk about how sketchy that was. This is another very sketchy world event where like you're trying to create inequality and starvation and the deaths of millions of people around the world through your actions of doing this. And they point to the Iranians and they go, they just need to open this strait. They just have to open it. It's their fault. It was open before. It was open before we started this illegal war of aggression. And that's what the chief prosecutor at Nuremberg said. The chief crime of all crimes in war is the initial war of aggression, because all subsequent war crimes are wrapped up in that. And that's all that this is. You as a military man, as a Marine, this is a war of aggression, is it not?
Yes, you're nailing it. Yes. It is.
Yeah, I think that it's also, like you said, like a very important thing that I don't think people are really catching on to is like we're blocking the Strait of Hormuz, but we want to open it. And it's like this is causing this manufactured chaos of what I think is going to be an energy lockdown. I think they're doing this on purpose.
Yes.
I think this is the COVID playbook, but just with a new weapon against the American people, against the world, honestly, because everybody's going to feel this. When you lock down the Strait of Hormuz, you're talking about Australia, you're talking about all these places that are going to get hit with this, you know, and we're watching it happen slowly, and we're watching all these places around the world, these oil refineries getting blown up by drones, and I think this is manufactured chaos.
I get dizzy trying to pay attention to it all with the religious reasons, the geopolitical reasons, the Iranian side, the American side, the Israeli side. It's too hard, but I agree with you. I think it's the geopolitical viewpoint is really becoming apparent, and who wants to have control, and is America just meddling with the world market to cling to some type of power or to destabilize other superpowers. I'm just getting started with understanding the new geopolitics of it all.
And here's the thing, though, too, is like, yes, America's trying to become a superpower, but Israel's becoming way stronger than America. Like, America's being affected by this a lot.
We're being drained.
Exactly. We're being drained. We've given up everything. I mean, think about this country. Think about the power of this country in the 1990s, and think about today. It's a different world. And then I'm somebody, I look pretty chopped, but I'm 23 years old. Right. So my entire birthright, all the Zoomers, all the younger millennials, especially, their birthright's been taken, where we have like the last little bit of taste in our mouth of what this country used to be before the AI, before the lockdown, before the, the Generation Alpha iPad kid thing came about. Like, I remember where I read magazines as a kid, like that was my reality. That's the last shred of it. And then they want to create this control grid and this never ending war, like a 1984 style scenario, so that everyone born in the future, all they ever know is this. They never know to expect or ask for better. So here's what I would ask you. What do you see if, and I know obviously you can't control the world, and even if you were the president, like, problems are huge. I think they're hard to solve. What would you do if you were in government right now? Let's say, like, if you were a senator right now, what legislation would you be pushing for? What actions would you be taking? And also, if you had more power, if you were like the big guy, what would you do? If you were Trump, what would you do right now?
Okay, I'll try to answer it. First off,
sorry, I know, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. If I had all the answers or keys to the world, I would just, realistically just try to back us up a little bit to the point of a two-state solution. I know that the fires are so hot on both sides. Israel doesn't deserve to live, or obviously Israelis feel that Palestine needs to be genocided. But just bringing in a two-state solution, maybe to just bring us back towards a diplomatic solution or conclusion to all this, because right now it's just gotten elevated. To
and we say we believe in that anyway. That's the government stated position anyway. We don't abide by it. We allowed these people to be stripped of their rights. We had a framework in place.
And I feel like if we could bring it back to a two-state solution, find a compromise between the Palestinians and Israel, and then have a third party, America, establish and maintain that security between both groups, and both countries are sovereign. They have their militaries, they have their airports. Gaza never had their airport. They had one, and it was destroyed right as they were, as Israel left the area in 2004. Anyway, so create two sovereign nations, let them go, and then with what's been done and how everybody feels, let them continue and with security at stake, and see Palestine prosper. That's what I feel like, because they have now been recognized for the oppression they have faced for so long. They're no longer the terrorists that most people have been fooled to think. And then Israel has now got blood on their hands. They're no longer the chosen people. So, hey, all right, this has been, everybody's got a fresh perspective right here, right now. Declare and establish sovereign nations between them both, maintain security, and let things go naturally from here. That would be, if I had a golden ticket, that's what I think I'd love for something to happen. In the senatorial situation, I'm just going to represent my constituents and the well-being of North Carolina. I think that starts with stop funding Israel, stop arming them, and keeping that funds and that money, that huge money, back in America to in North Carolina.
That's so key.
Fund
that's the key.
That's easy. That's easy right there.
Look at it, and this is what we always talk about. People will tell us that what we want for domestic policy at home is pie in the sky, and that we could never do it. Blah blah blah. They've spent $10 trillion since the Iraq War on foreign conflict. If you wrap up Ukraine, funding to Israel, or Iraq, Afghanistan, all of it, it's $10 trillion.
That's
all right.
Insane.
Imagine
brilliant. I can't even understand that word.
Yeah, no, exactly. It makes you sick, because you think about all, like, we could have ended every problem we had here at home, and then some. We could have actually done some good for the world too in that. But in this system where it's all set up, where the people at the top, they kind of run it like a ship of thieves, and it's just all a lobbying and special interest, it's time to put the American people first. And I think, like, we talked to candidates that are Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, like yourself, talking to everybody that has that message of, hey, like, we can have our disagreements on policy. We can work that stuff out later. We're being stolen from right now. We're being disenfranchised right now. Like we need freedom from that before anything else. And I think if we all come together on the basis of that, united against the killings of children and the abuse of children, I think that's the key to all of this. And what do you see with Trump? You see the Epstein administration. This is the Epstein class. This is who these people are. And now we watch this debate, and I hate to take it back to this, but watch this debate between Andrew Wilson, Owen Schroyer, and Andrew Wilson made the point that, you know, the people are, the little girls are, and I'm sorry, this is very disturbing, and it made me disturbed to hear, but people have to hear this. You have to understand the mindset of the neocon imperialist. He said the girls that were killed in the Manaba school bombing were better off dead than sexually assaulted, because that's what they do over there. It's so disturbing, and we got to fight against that spirit so hard. What are your thoughts?
Yes, that's just pure propaganda. That is just this, you know, blatant lies to smear and make people convicted of this is right and justified. It's obvious propaganda. And I remember watching the Discovery Channel or National Geographic, and if it's on one of their documentaries, you know it's true. I'm just joking, but it's true. They said propaganda is the biggest, most important tool of war to convince the people of a nation that war is right. And so that shows how intentional and important lying and maintaining a narrative is. And I'm just so sad that the narrative is continuing to convince people it's true. And my mom included. I love my mom. She's 84 and she's been an avid Fox watcher her whole life, and she can't stop. It's such a routine of hers to watch, you know, the Jesse Waters shows and all these Laura Ingraham shows. And I know it's so annoying, but that's her ritual. And I find myself yelling at her, and she doesn't mind. She's about what's going on, what the truth is, and where she can hear that, and try to. But there's some people are just so indoctrinated, and we are humans, and we are at limits of what we can do, and so it's very challenging.
Well, I think the younger population, especially like the younger voting demographic. Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about 2024. All right. So I don't know, pro-Trump, anti-Trump, what everyone's views are. Just everyone in the audience listening right now. I voted for Donald Trump in 2024 for the sole basis of being very against the Ukraine war. Very much so, extremely against it. That was my number one issue. Extremely disturbed by the neo-Nazi activity, extremely disturbed by Zelensky and all of it. And, you know, those people in the Donbass that voted for their independence in 2014. So I wanted the war to stop, and all it had to stop was the funding and the Starlink, and it would be over overnight. We've continued to send them hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars since Trump's been in office. He broke that promise to me on day one, and that's when I started to realize that I've been lied to, that I've been propagandized. And I think a lot of people are in that boat because what Trump ran on, no new wars, specifically no new wars in the Middle East, no more neocon wars, that was a good policy. That was objectively a good policy. So there are a lot of people in the younger voting demographic like me, but also a lot of people of, you know, like African-American, Latino heritage that decided that they were going to take a chance and vote for Donald Trump as well. And he won those categories in record numbers for the Republican Party. And I think that goes to show, beyond any party allegiance or party line, the young people, and this spirit has always been present, are very against war. And it's only in these time periods of intense propaganda, whether that's immediately after 9/11 or at a time period like now, where they're trying to create this narrative to go get us to go die in a foreign country, or for other people to go die in a foreign country, because that somehow serves our interests. I mean, we've woken up to that lie pretty much completely. Like I go out on the street, I make it a mission, Brian, to talk to everyone I can at a gas station and just see how they're feeling, see what their opinions are, feel people out a little bit. Everyone under the age of really 50 is totally against this. And I think you're going to start to see, you know, just we move forward in time, passage of time, you're going to see that younger vote be more pronounced. And do you have any message to the youth right now?
To get civically engaged, it's a responsibility that I myself didn't take up as a young person. So therefore, you have my complete admiration and respect that you are. I see so many young people, you know, understanding the large issues of the world, having opinions and stances on them, and that, man, is so respectable and so grown up and attractive. And so I just want to encourage everybody to take that on and keep that strength of understanding and self-respect to value your own opinions in this world and stand on that. And it's so respectful, and it's so attractive, and it's so good for you. And I just had my admiration goes to the younger generation, that they are stepping up in this way, and it gives me great hope. And in this horrible world we find ourselves in, and so I am really having 4 young children myself, ages 10, 9, and twin 7-year-olds. The younger generation is my lifeline to help but to redirect and save our country from going into a worse direction.
Congratulations on your family. Congratulations on your family. It's a very good thing. We're pro-family. We're pro-natalist. Humans are good. Humans are not bad. They want to spread this narrative, this message that humans are bad. There are a lot of these people, these billionaires that say, hey, we just need robots and 500 million people, and we're going to do that. We don't agree with that. All right. We have a faith-based message for what we're doing, and we believe in something greater. Or we believe that humans actually have a right to exist everywhere, not just if they're rich and have $1 billion. Anthony, we've been studying, and we're trying to study more. You got a bunch of books recently. We want to get more civically engaged. We want to increase our knowledge of like the Constitution, the framework. Because I mean, here's the thing about this country. This country is set up in a way so that we could build to a point where everyone's free and has total rights. That's a beautiful
point. That's the whole point. Yeah. Well, more than anything, I think what's important is that people are being manipulated, especially men, to think that love and peace is not a masculine thing. You know, they're being sent into this like crazy whirlwind of like, you need to be tough, you need to go and fight and kill the Muslims, and you know, Pete Hegseth and Kid Rock. It's like the Toby Keith thing all over again. And they're hijacking the masculinity by saying, like, if you're a peaceful person, if you're against murder, if you're against this, then you're weak, you're a liberal, you're this, you're that. It's like, no, it's being a moral person. It's being a just person. And they're using this whole entire agenda to be like, because I see it all the time, especially on social media, is like, if I'm saying something against the war, if I'm saying something against Trump or whatever, I'm weak. I'm a beta, I'm this, I'm that. When in reality, if I ever met these people in person, I'm sure I could handle them pretty quickly. But that's not the point. The point is that we're being lied to into this fake agenda of what masculinity is. Masculinity,
it's a fake tough guy thing. It 100% is.
Yeah, like it's a tough guy thing.
When he's up there on that stage making grand statements about people dying, you've never killed anybody. Like what are you talking about? Like, you don't know what it means. And like, for me, at least, I'm thankful I don't know what it means. But to me, I think I understand war is a dead body. Like that's what war is. Am I wrong about that, Brian? Like that's what these policies support.
Right. And there's so many Marine soldiers, sailors, and airmen that know war better than I do. I'm not trying to say that I'm the epitome of what a war fighter is, but I saw enough. And this is what I'm speaking from. I saw people that got killed that did not deserve to get killed. So the sheer brutality of it all is just something we need to avoid. And I just think there's so many steps we are avoiding or we're not taking, and we're just jumping into this war. And then the reasons for it are for profiteering of billionaires and the same ones that molest and rape children. This all needs to be understood. And that's why we're standing against this.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. And that's a whole other factor, because we talk about this a lot. You know, we've been focusing on the war and some of Trump's policy, but everything is downstream of a system that is so evil and wicked that they abuse children. Because if you abuse children, anything and everything else is total fair game. Like they've already crossed the threshold of not being really human anymore, being demonic. So that's what it's all about. And that doesn't have to be literal. It doesn't have to be crazy for people. I'm explaining a metaphysical concept to people. Like they've left humanity behind. And if you've left humanity behind, a little war, a little genocide is nothing. And if it makes you rich, they view it as good. They view it, that's their religion. We see that. And we actually don't want a religious government. We want a secular government. Want a government that abides by the First Amendment, by freedom of religion. When did we choose to sign on to the satanic PDF file cult? We didn't choose that. I don't think anyone in America chose that. But I think people are waking up to the reality, Brian, to where if politicians, if candidates don't talk about the things that you're talking about right now, which is the Epstein files and the Epstein class and everyone being implicated in it, which of course we just know is true. If it wasn't true, nothing would be redacted. If you don't talk about that in your political campaign from 2028 onward, you're unelectable. And we're really going to see that spirit in the country. And I would just from a perspective of someone that's been in media for a long time, I would give you the advice of hammer that hard. Hammer that hard, because people care about that. People know the children were hurt. They know they're covering it up. We got to put an end to it. Your thoughts?
Thank you for that. Sex trafficking is a number one issue that is a huge issue. Oh man, number one, the children, they're our future. It's also a good issue you can take tangible actions against, and we can redirect all this ICE type of authoritarianism into finding and taking out
actually taking care of the children. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Not these hardworking immigrants who are trying their best to work through the immigration court system, which is a whole thing in itself, which is very difficult and bureaucratic. But they are working. They're making money. They're paying into Social Security, which they will never benefit from. They're paying taxes. So I just think those things need to be understood, that they're not our enemy. There's plenty of other enemies we could take our, pent up aggressions, whatever that's coming from, our first world problems are just driving us crazy or don't know how to outlet it. Attack the pedophiles.
Yeah, I mean, literally, Leslie.
I want to come in here really quick. So I want to make this point more from a right-wing perspective. I look at it, and we had 20 million people come over here under Biden, and I don't like that. And I would like for those people to return to their country of origin. However, if you want to have people remigrate, if you want to have people go back home, you just make it so they have to go back home. So these big corporations, like Trump said, his friends in hospitality and agriculture, so it's not more advantageous to pay them over American workers. You're creating an artificial demand for these people by bringing them in and being able to pay them lower wages. It's not about oppressing the people and sending the Stasi out, the Gestapo out to tear them out of their homes. If you actually truly didn't want them there, you'd provide a path for them to get home, and you'd make it advantageous or not advantageous for American companies to hire them over American labor. So like this solution isn't even a solution. It's even to discredit his original position. And that's where I look at it. And I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. And it does make sense from the perspective they're trying to build a police state. When was ICE created? 2003, shortly after the Patriot Act. What's coming now with all the AI, with all the control grid, all that mass information collection that they had the ability to do, they could never sift through it all. They could never build true profiles. Now they can with the large language model. So it's all coming, it's all together. And people are like, people in the audience probably hear that and they go, he don't support ICE. And it's like, you're damn right I don't support ICE. It's a part of the police state. Okay. And if you actually wanted to get the people out of the country, you would just make it so they had to leave the country. But we don't have an interest in that. And we actually have an interest in oppressing those people more and making sure they can't even get treated with basic courtesy, because that's the new permanent underclass. That's what they want to do. That's my view.
I hear you. And I think the people that say he don't support ICE are thinking individually. And I've thought individually for a long time. I'm doing my best. I'm doing what I can do good. And when you hear somebody say you're this, you're that, it doesn't stick, because you're like, I know I'm not that. What we're doing, and Rex, you do so well, you too, Anthony, is just discuss the systems and how the big picture is playing out. And another aspect of the immigration issue is the wars and the meddling in other countries, which
they make people come
so low.
Yeah,
they make people come.
Yeah, of course.
And so
we talked about that for 30 years, man. Like that my dad's talked about that for 30 years. And the thing is, like, you look at the UK, their second largest population, their foreign-born population is the Afghani population. Well, why is that?
Because we killed Afghanistan.
We destroyed their country. Yeah. I mean, you look at them, they literally
pretty simple math.
I mean, they salivate over the Libyan model for Iran. Libya is a country used to have the highest standard of living in Africa. Gaddafi, I'm actually a fan of Gaddafi. I just got to say, we bayoneted him. We bayoneted him. They sodomized this man to death. Hillary Clinton famously said, "We came, we saw, he died." And then you have people go out there and say that America isn't largest state sponsor of terrorism. It makes me laugh. And that's what we want to put a stop to. And it's not criticism of the troops or the people on the ground. The military is a tool, and we have to have a military to have a country. However, it's the person using the tool, Trump, who is the issue, who is the problem, who is creating all of these issues. And it's problem, reaction, solution. They make the thing worse so that they can do even more. It's just kicking a can down the road. I mean, what you advocate for is peace, correct? That's what you advocate for. And in advocating for peace, you're advocating actually, for us, of course, to retract our current actions, but for no further aggressive actions to be taken. They have to justify these aggressive actions that they advocate for. They have to give a reason, a purpose, a justification for the war. They can't do it. That's what the nuclear lie is about. That's what the PDF file lie is about. That's what the ballistic missile lie is about. Oh, they're going to hit America. I mean, this is so insane. You have Jesse Waters. You're talking about Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters is out there telling like children's stories about the Iranian space program and how they're about to hit the U.S. with a missile.
Yeah,
like
lies, complete lies.
It's just, if you have any knowledge of geopolitics, like we've been talking about, we know these things aren't true. And I think education is so important. How do you stay educated? How would you advocate for the voters, your constituents, to stay educated?
Well, listening to you guys have these amazing conversations. I have some really good people in the Green Party here in North Carolina that are just very educated on, the history of governments and socialism, and how, the social class is not gonna bring down the quality of life for anybody due to taking away the carrot that seems to spur everybody to action. No, if people can buy into knowing that their stake in whatever it might be is equally valuable, and it's going to be better off for everybody that's involved, that can also be a great source of inspiration and motivation for people to take on. So anyway, I know socialism is quite a trigger word, but anyway, so I get educated by people in the North Carolina Green Party. I get educated by podcasts. I'm reading things, and I've been more of a sports player all my life, so I've never paid too much attention to school. I've gotten through, and I've done very well in school, but never read with passion. Now I've read through Iranian history with passion. I'm reading PhD articles. I'm trying to learn the nuances of everything, just to be a substantial person to represent North Carolinians,
right?
Being, if I were to be elected.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you talk about socialism, you throw that out there, and that's a word that gets a lot of people upset. Here's the thing. We have a mixed economy anyway. The government owns a lot of these private corporations. Government has stock in NVIDIA.
Monopoly. It's a monopoly.
All the tech executives or all the tech companies, they have officers in the military.
Yeah,
it's I forget the title or the law that it is now, but like the corporations, the military industrial complex is joined at the hip of America. Like that's who they're socially taking care of. That's their social program.
Yeah,
that's what's going on right now. So the thing that's always pissed me off that I've started advocating for, really, because like here's the thing you gotta understand about me, Brian. Like I grew up at InfoWars. Alex Jones is my father. We didn't endorse any political candidate before Trump. So I grew up in like the guerrilla style of like I've talked to Jesse Ventura, I've talked to Louis Farrakhan, like trillions of like crazy different figures, and I had a very wide political understanding and perspective, and I was always just raised to be very anti-government and anti-war. So everything that I see right now going on, everything I've seen over the course of my life, is the American government spending literally tens of trillions of dollars it doesn't have on foreign conflict and on these giant companies. And I just say, hey, maybe it isn't so radical to ask for health care in the greatest country in the world. Maybe that isn't such a radical thing to ask for. 46% of our budget goes to the military. They're about to spend $1.5 trillion on the military in 2027. We can't take care of our own people.
We have enemy combatants in our country right now. Like, I want to make this point real quick because, and not to bring up Andrew Wilson again, but like to say like there's pedophiles in the Middle East. Leslie Wexner is walking around free right now.
Right.
Like there's a paper trail that proves that he is a sex trafficker, that he is a Satanist, that he bankrolled Epstein. We have so many enemies in our own country right now that nothing is happening to.
They're never investigated.
We're past
you call
the point.
For investigations? Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're
call
good.
For investigations.
Amen. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have to. I mean, this is my position. This isn't your guys' position, but this is my position. And if you understand the Constitution, because I know a little bit about it, but I think we're past the point of treason now. And you know what it says about treason in the Constitution. If you don't, I'm not going to say it on mic, but go look it up. I mean, we are at that point right now. And if we don't do something soon, and yeah, we can take the political stance and we can try to get in there and we can try to do it the civil way. But I mean, if you have people like Leslie Wexner walking around free, having his lawyer jab him, telling him not to say certain things or he'll kill him, this is on video, then we have a serious problem in our country. We're allowing
I totally agree.
Satanists eat children and no one's batting an eye. People are too worried and distracted by everything else. I mean, we're at the point where we need to start stringing people up.
Well, the thing is, with due process, they have committed treason. They have committed treason against the future of the country, crimes against children. That's what that is. Yes. I call for a constitutional amendment to recognize pedophilia as treason because it's a crime against the future of the country.
Facts.
And then it's a very simple solution, right? And I think when we start getting brave and we start advocating for real solutions like that, people are just going to come to it. It's just like the no new wars, just like no more wars in the Middle East, no more wars, period. You advocate for these things. We all know what has to be done anyway. And the law reflects that. The moral law, the code of the universe reflects that, because look at what's happened following their code, following their moral law. We've descended into hell world. And that's reflective of our leadership. Like, you look at Americans by and large are very good people. They're very helpful people. They're very kind people. They're very moral people, but they are used like pay pigs for the system, and they don't know anything about it. And we're reaching a point now where ignorance is you're a part of the problem, and we got to wake people up about that. It's kind of last call. You know, this four-year Trump administration is kind of last call for people to wake up, myself included. You know, like, I was very late to the party, but I'm waking up to it now. I'm seeing it now. So I want to give people an opportunity, because this has been a great conversation. I think you're a really cool guy. I think you're very sincere. This is your website, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so tell people just a little bit about supporting you, like where that would go, like what.
Yeah, you can go to my website, brianmcginnis.org, and you can volunteer or donate, and you can read about where my positions are on political issues. And yeah, I really appreciate you having me on, Rex. Anthony, it's good to see you again. And Rex, you have such large shoes to fill, and to hear your early life upbringing is remarkable, but maybe not surprising. I mean, Alex is your father. I mean, that's amazing. And so you're filling such large shoes. I'm very I admire you for stepping into such a volatile role, but it sounds like it really is just the next step in your journey, because you've been exposed to it, and it's become a part of you. And through this conversation today, and through your video you made for Jose Vega during his Victory for Vega Foundation pledge, I have my utmost respect, and I really agree with your stances. And I think you're illustrating or painting a picture it's good for our generation and
dude,
the people here today to understand.
Yes, no, it's time to heal the country. It's time to come together. We don't hate each other. We love each other. We're Americans. We're human beings. We live on this planet together. We should live in safety and peace and liberty. And everyone should have the ability to be empowered and live their life without being under threat of a hostile government, foreign or domestic. All right? Well, what is it? I have sworn eternal hostility to the enemies of liberty or freedom, foreign and domestic. It's one of the founding fathers' quotes. But that's the truth. Is like, we have to realize we got a serious problem here at home. And we have a serious problem because of our ignorance and because we hate each other, and the crab in the bucket stuff. It's got to stop. It's got to end. Everything else is so minor and can be worked out later. Let's stop the killing. Let's stop the hurting of the children. That's what it's about. Thank you so much, Brian, for coming on the show.
Yes.
Really
Thank you, Rex.
man.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Thanks, both you guys.
God bless,
Awesome.
brother.
You too.
You're an amazing guy, dude. Thank you so
You
much.
too. Thank you. You guys are. Thank you.
Indeed. We'll see you later, bro. Thank you.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
Wow. Powerful. You can tell he cares. That's the thing. That's what we demand in our candidates. That's the only thing we demand in our candidates, quite frankly, is that someone gives a shit enough to stop the killing. That's what I care about.
It's pretty simple. I mean, like, literally anybody could win an election just by saying that. And just by saying that he would call up charges on the Epstein class. Like, and you made a great point, and I really do want to harp on this point because it's very important.
Oh, go ahead.
As you said, that we are at the final stand here. And I totally agree. And these people are not backing down from putting us in a prison. They're not backing down from completely destroying us from the inside. We should not back down on putting pressure on them. And that pressure comes from people actually uniting. And the greatest weapon that they have against us is divide and conquer, is using this two-party system, is using religion, is using everything. We're all human beings at the end of the day. And the people that are going against us are non-human entities. They're soulless beings. They're vessels of Satan.
We're fighting aliens. It's an alien.
Straight up, we're fighting against monsters. And if we don't stand together, if we keep on playing into the right and left, into the whole entire, he's a Muslim, he's this, even the Jews, like, okay, I'm hard on the Jews, even the Jews, come to Christ, leave your dead religion, come to Christ and figure out that you've been played, that you've been psyoped the hardest, that you are a cult of personality that is backed by death. Okay, we still have open arms for you people.
And we're all guilty of falling into various ideological cults and very evil things. That's a part of living in modern world. And here's the thing: if we have hatred for each other and we tear each other down, I don't know what's going on with the Dave Smith and Dan Bilzerian thing. It actually made me sad.
Yeah,
it actually made me sad to see that things are so petty and it's so cult of personality. on both sides, like, oh, you don't want to do an interview with me, well, you're a subversive evil, and then I hate you, whatever, and then the lady doth protest too much and the whole thing. Like, I get it, but we shouldn't be having these discussions. We should be focused on ending the war, and then everything else can come secondary after that. Dave Smith goes on TV and calls America the largest state sponsor of terror. I think that's good work. And I think throwing that away, like when my dad would say about Trump, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I disagree with that. With Dave, you disagree with Dave on a position. Dave's done a lot of really good work. I really like Dan Bilzerian. I want to interview Dan Bilzerian. I'm rooting for him. I might donate to him. Who knows? But like the thing is like I like both these gentlemen, and I don't think that everyone who disagrees one time instantly becomes an enemy. In fact, I've borderline people in my family. And like I've seen this behavior a lot where it's just just the flip on people. And I really don't like that. I don't appreciate it. And I think we all, like you say, come to Christ. Let's all come together based off of loving Christ, loving God, loving the species that he created, loving ourselves, really, and not do this sort of petty stuff anymore and talk about the grander issues, talk about the genocide, talk about stopping it. Because like someone not coming on a show one time or doing whatever, I'd much rather hear that person out a second time and have a reconciliation than continue to fight against him while there are people that he's fighting against that support bombing little kids.
Yeah, totally. And I think I think like what we all need to do is we all need to find a middle ground. Middle ground is where we can meet and we can conjoin our ideas, because without debate, there's no discord, right? So like we need that. We need to have debate. If we all agreed, it's an issue. But there's things that are like situations that we 1000% should agree on, which is death is bad, right? War is bad. Getting our money drained from us to go and kill children in the Middle East is bad. And I think Dan and Dave both agree with that. I think where the separation is because Dan's a little bit more of an extremist on the fact of like he thinks all Jews are bad and like they're all subversive, and Dave's Jewish, right? So I think that's where it kind of plays into it. But I think like I think there are good Jews out there, and I know I'm probably going to be attacked by.
I think there are probably a ton of them, man, but it's a very small population. There's a ton of evil people in that population.
It is, yeah, no question.
So
I totally agree.
The thing is, this is what we have to understand is like, let's take a look at just an American Jew, right? Someone that's Jewish, that has Jewish parents, that maybe went to synagogue once or twice, or went to the Sunday school.
They light a menorah, they spin a dreidel once in a while.
So my thing is like, if this person has no connection to this evil terrorist state, has never been brainwashed in favor of this evil terrorist state, really it is the Zionist project that is the problem. This is the issue. The issue is the artificial state and the artificial religion and programming that's been built off support of it, because all of their toxic bullshit theology is in support of building the new Antichrist system. So people that haven't been co-opted into that, there's human beings, people that have been co-opted into that and don't realize it. We have to save them. We have to wake them up. We have to help them. People that have accepted that they're evil, we have to war against them.
Yeah. And I do want to say this is my personal position on this though. Okay. I agree with these Jews that are like non-secular. They don't even understand the religion. They just like do it like a Christmas tree. They put up the Christmas tree, they put up the menorah, they follow their religious practice, but they don't practice it to the extent. Now, the Orthodox.
You're talking about the Kabbalah. You're talking about the.
No. I'm talking about just like regular Jews.
No, I know. You're saying that in reference to preface, right? To talk about like the
mysticism. Yeah. Because this is.
The mysticism is really dark. No, break this down because this is true. You can.
It just has to be said. It just has to be said because there's a lot of Orthodox Jews that are against Zionism, and that's a cool position to take. But they still believe in the Noahide laws. They still believe we're Goyim. They still practice Kabbalah. They still practice the Talmud. Like, if you're still practicing these things, that's a satanic religion. I don't care what anybody says. That's my position. I will say that. It's a satanic religion. They're following the Babylonian Talmud is a satanic book. The Zohar is a satanic book.
If the Muslims are allowed to pray 5 times a day, if the Muslims are allowed to not let people draw images of Muhammad, then we're allowed to not like a religion that says that our God, the creator of the universe, is in hell boiling in a pit of you know what.
Yeah, and so just like look at some of their...
that's my position. It's like, how dare you? Your arrogance, your Judeo-Christian arrogance, to come over here and say this thing when we know what your book says about our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, exactly.
It's outrageous, and that's the thing is like that's antithetical to our entire worldview, because like this. the foundation of where we get a lot of all of our rights from is from God.
Amen.
We get our rights from God.
Amen.
And they think that our God that we get our rights from is boiling in hell and a pit of you know what. So like that's kind of how they see us too.
Yeah, even if they're anti-Zionists, they're still anti-Christ. You know, they still deny Christ altogether. So I mean, I can't really get behind those people. You know, I respect that they're against Zionism. I respect that they're, you know, against the state of Israel, but like they need to leave the religion as well. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm just saying like I can't get, you know, behind those kind of people. If you're practicing dark magic, if you don't believe that Jesus Christ, if you believe Jesus Christ is burning and shit, I'm sorry, like we don't see any eye to eye. The Muslims are like, peace be upon him, he's a prophet, like, and that's really what it comes down to. And I think like that's where Dan and Dave are having this debate of like, you know, all Jews are bad, and you're not saying that, you're just calling out the Zionists. And I don't think all Jews are bad. I think that there's a
is that Bilzerian's position that all Jewish people are bad?
To the extent he thinks that they're all subversive. He doesn't trust them at all.
The thing is like, what's the definition of a Jew? Like this is because am I bad? Am I bad for being 1/8? Is he like Hitler? Does he get to decide?
No. I think it's just more of the fact of like the Orthodox and the practicing of hating Christ, like kind of what I'm saying here, you know, which I agree with.
Okay,
you know?
so he's saying kind of rejection of Christ, rejection of our system makes you not trustworthy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, this is why I'd love to interview him. I'd love to hear his perspective. And
let's bring him on. Let's bring him on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to give you an opportunity though, man, because I love what you've been doing.
Oh yeah,
the Ungovernable Project. We talk about it. We love it. You're coming over to give me a care package soon, either today or tomorrow. Tell them about the beef tallow and why they need to switch off those seed oils.
Listen, guys, if you're going to do anything in your life, get off the seed oils. It's poisoning you slowly. It's rotting your brain. It's giving you inflammation. Tallow is something we've been cooking with for thousands of years. We only use the fat that surrounds the kidneys, which is called the suet. It has the highest nutrition profile. It's great to cook with. It has a smoke point of 450 degrees. This is not like RFK LARPing, eating tallow fries. We stand by this. We did this before RFK. We did this before tallow became a craze and all this used as signaling to the base. We've been doing this and we've perfected it. And we literally get messages 100 times a day. I tried this one. I tried that one. You have the best. You have the best.
No, it's funny because now I'm actually out of the Wiseman's Gift, and this has real frankincense, real myrrh, real 24 karat gold flakes in it. It's really crazy. The thing is, it's like you're a mad scientist. I'm a mad scientist. The way we design these things, just like what's the most amazing formula I could make for people that does the most, and people are going to love it the most. And these things are expensive to make using like whole real ingredients and all this stuff. And it's just, it has this amazing aromatherapy, or I forget the term for it. Like it has that feel where when you use it, because of the whole ingredient in the product and because of the bioavailability of the fat, because it is actually bioavailable, and gets through your skin, it absorbs and you can feel the absorption. Like I took the last little bit of Wiseman's Gift that I had, which was probably like a tablespoon, the night before last night, and I put it all over my forehead. I put it all over the sides of my eyes, under my eyes, because I got bags like the quarter ring because not enough sleep. And I just let it sit in. And I expected to wake up in the morning or a few hours later when I had to use the bathroom or whatever, and to still have it on my face. It's gone. And when I wake up in the morning, I smelled like frankincense. I smelled like myrrh. I smelled like the tallow, which smells delicious. Like it. Yeah. Like you said, like an almond joy almost.
Yeah. Like this, like it causes elasticity, so it makes your skin tighter. It makes you have younger, vital look. It gives you a glow. That's why, like, when you put this stuff on your skin, you're actually blessing yourself. That's why we call it the Wiseman's Gift.
People don't understand that your skin is an organ. It's the largest organ in your body.
The biggest one.
When you put the petroleum-based products on top of your skin, they just sit on your skin, and all the stuff that's trapped in that is trapped just on your skin.
Exactly.
Whereas this actually, you know, I don't want to make claims about it. Like, doesn't it have some sort of like, doesn't it have properties that keep it like sterile or safe a little bit?
Yeah. Yes. 1000%.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, because it's shelf stable, right? So it stays shelf stable. This is all you need is a little bit. And watch, I'm gonna put a little bit on my face. You'll actually see my face turn colors right now. You'll see it actually become more tan. You see the glow that already came because this has real vitamin C in it. So the vitamin C brings the blood up to your face. So it actually gives you like a tanner look, a glow. This is our berry cherry swirl smoothie with real strawberry, real cherry. Like we get like the actual disintegrated like pieces and infuse it in. Like we have plenty of videos. I'll post more on X. We have a whole entire Instagram, whatever. But we
got
really,
let's just do work day today after the show and figure a lot of stuff out.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we have our suntan, the sunblock. If you want to pull that up, the sun gazer right there.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. Tell people about this.
This is what you guys want to get for the summertime. You don't want to be put cancerous products on yourself, on your family. This is made with tallow, non-nano zinc oxide, real coconut pieces, and cocoa butter. What we say is we use minerals and not chemicals. No chemicals are in any of our products at all. We use what God put on the earth for us. Minerals, real tree saps, real everything. We infuse it all, and this will literally give you an SPF of 25. It will set in a tan for you. You won't be putting cancerous products all over your body, all over your family's body. So it's great to cook with. It's great for your skin. We got deodorants. We got a beard cream coming out.
We're using what God gave us.
Exactly.
And that's the key with all this stuff.
Return to tradition.
Somebody else that's doing a show, they're going to read you a code for something they don't even know about.
Yeah.
Oh, buy mine. It's incredible. Like Tim Dillon was selling some like hangover cure or whatever. And he was like, oh, you take this in the morning and you won't feel as bad as you did the night before. And it's so amazing. He doesn't know what it is or what it does or how it functions. He just reads the code for it. The thing is, we manufacture these products ourselves. We ship these products out ourselves. We develop them ourselves, all of it together. And I want to show people where they can support me and the show really. 50percentoff.com is just one of my phenomenal domains that I've got, one of my phenomenal e-commerce stores. I've got traditional, high-grade, high-purity knockout sleep support for you, now reformulated with additional magnesium bisglycinate added to the formula. This has, and look, this is how you know that I know the formula and I truly believe in everything I sell. This has melatonin, GABA, L-theanine, hops flower extract, L-tryptophan, lemon balm extract, blue chamomile extract, valerian root. I know it by heart because I've been selling people this formula for 10 years, and I couldn't be prouder to have this formula still in stock today. It's not the original. It's reloaded, reformulated. These bottles are new. They came into me a few months ago. You want to get them while supplies last. I've only got about 500 units left, and then I'm going to have to reload, reorder. I'd like to do that before. So if you want to stock up on this before it gets out of stock, I've been selling a lot of knockout sleep support. I've got it available for you at 50percentoff.com. When I reorder it, when I get this back, the price is going up to $39.99. But when you subscribe and save, it will be $27.95.
Wow, that's cheap.
So there's going to be a very cool deal coming up for you. But if you want to stock up in bulk and get that same price, so I'll give you a discount code as well if you at me on Twitter. Actually, I think I made one. What is it? Crap. What did I make discount code? I forget. But anyway, just message me on Twitter if you're interested. We'll get you loaded up with a bunch of this. This is going to be out of stock soon. In the same way, I've got this. When this is gone, it's gone for good. I will not reorder it because of the Alpha GPC. But if you want it, I have Brain Force Plus available for you. This is a traditional nootropic formula, very powerful, very experienced. A lot of people know and love this blend. It's available. I'm the only person in the world selling this right now. These are the best, the most classic, time-honored supplements, InfoWars Life. You want a little piece of history? You want a little memento of the InfoWar? You want a souvenir? This is the best way to do it. Get that original Brain Force Plus at 50percentoff.com. I've got the oral care as well. I've got that traditional peppermint, non-fluoride toothpaste with the iodine and tea tree oil. I've got it both in peppermint and bubble gum. You want it, you love it. Bundle and save, get a bunch of things. I've got a bunch of different selections on here. I've got skincare as well, just like Anthony. If you're interested in a colloidal silver product, antibacterial, antimicrobial, super high quality, super silver wound dressing gel, first aid and sunburn relief with nano silver. That's the nano emulsified silver that you really want. Really powerful product. It's sold all over in like Walmart, Whole Foods now. Very popular. It didn't used to be. We were the ones that kind of made it popular. You notice how people in the industry have copied InfoWars Life and a lot of the things that they've done. So like colloidal silver is a big example of that, Anthony. Like you see that everywhere. We were really the first people to bring that to market.
I remember that. Like classic InfoWars colloidal silver.
Absolutely. And I also want to tell them about Shroom Force. If you're in the market for any one of these high quality adaptogenic mushrooms or adaptogenic herbs, I've got the best ones. I've got the highest milligram count at the lowest price. These are all 4-to-1 extracts. Look up lion's mane, look up cordyceps, golden root, ashwagandha, maidenhair, reishi. Look these products up online. See what they do for your body. Look it up on PubMed. Ask the AI about it. Look it up on Google. Ask an expert about it. Pick up a traditional Chinese medicine book from the library and read about what these things do for goodness sake. Like you can learn about these. These are powerful metabolic ingredients. They're hormetic stressors. Like I said, they're adaptogenic herbs, which means they modulate some system in the body. Lion's mane, for example, increases brain-derived neurotropic factor, increases neuroplasticity, increases comprehension skills, and the ability to pick up new habits, new positive habits. You're trying to learn something new. A really phenomenal bundle that we have that I've given Anthony that Anthony really loves is the Ultimate Drive bundle, the Ultimate Drive pack. And that's got lion's mane and cordyceps in it. Of course, cordyceps is the mushroom that boosts oxygen carrying capacity, boosts ATP creation. It's really amazing for oxygen utilization and a lot of like cardio and a lot of like the higher rep lifting jiu-jitsu people. A lot of them really like it. And then with the lion's mane, you have the brain-derived neurotropic factor, you have the cognition increase, but it's not a stimulant. It's not like caffeine. You really have just like, I'd say between a 5 to 10% increase in stats from taking both of these.
Yeah.
Don't you want a stat boost? Don't you want like a +3, +4?
For sure. And it's interesting that you just said
100%.
It's interesting that you said that lion's mane gives you like new habits and stuff, because like I've just been like really like concentrated on things that I, not to put myself out there, but like I'm kind of a mess. Like I've been cleaning up after myself more. I've been like just more responsible over things. I just feel like I'm more locked in on the things that I need to be locked in on. Reading, kind of like putting the distractions to the side. So it's funny that I had no idea about that. So maybe it's the lion's mane that's doing that, making me a better person.
You know what's so sad? I totally agree with that. That definitely, I think lion's mane could be a factor there with the boosting of the brain-derived neurotropic factor. I wrote such an amazing, like, detailed description of like the studies and what all this stuff actually does, and then I got flagged.
No way.
Yeah, I got flagged and I got like downranked in the SEO and stuff. You have to use the AI garbage in order to like even show up. It's so sad. Because like, here's the thing. I don't want people to go to shroomforce.com and to see any sort of like AI copywriting and be like, oh, he doesn't care about this. I really do care about this stuff. It all just needs to be on the website in the blog section. I have that. I just need to make it live. So I'll be doing that anyway for you guys that want to read it. But it really does suck. Like this modern environment, if you're not like some major corporation that's pushing supplements in Walmart or pushing some low quality beef tallow or doing whatever, if you're just the little guy like me and Anthony trying to sell a high quality product to an audience that really needs it, it's really hard for you to do it because you have to even use their corporate language. Now, Anthony, I know you don't do that at all, but for building this store, I work with some people. They're like, yeah, that's going to get you flagged. And I was like, oh, really? Damn.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so like we're just trying to tell the truth. Telling the truth gets you in trouble. So just go research these ingredients and look at what they do for yourself.
Yeah,
so that's what it is. And again, you've got theungovernableproject.com for all that beef tallow.
Yeah, really appreciate it, man. Thank you again. And really what I'm trying to do is like I don't think people really understand like what you do, like with your shipping center, like what it goes into it, and like how much that can help us. Right now I have my almost 70-year-old mother coming here to pack boxes, to do orders.
We're changing that.
We're trying to change that. Exactly. Like we are. And like what Rex does is like, and we're going to take videos of it. We're going to get high quality shots of everything, of how the whole entire machine runs, because this is not a grift. This is like really hard work that we put into this. It's money. He has people on payroll. I have my family working. Like it's hard out here.
And that's the thing that actually it grinds my gears. And you don't want to show people that it makes you angry, because then they're just like they're winning. And like when you get in the mud with a pig, you get dirty and the pig enjoys it. That whole kind of thing. But for people to say this is a grift of any kind, this is blood, sweat, and tears. This is nights spent like staying awake trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay the bills for years and years and years and years. And it's because we believe in what we do. And like to just go back to my dad and to go back to InfoWars and InfoWars Life as an example, and my grandfather and PQPR as an example, they come after you for having a business, man.
It's crazy,
they're like, you don't have the moral right to do business in this country. Like we're going to come after you. We're going to get you, which is why the support of the viewers, the listeners, the home viewer out there is so important. Without you guys, we can't do this.
Amen, brother.
Really,
Amen.
We can't. So it's all up to you whether you want to support the show or not. And like that's why we do these things. And I'll show you fulfillment. I'll show you the infrastructure. I'll show you all of it.
Yeah, it's
the
a lot.
real cost to all of this, the real cost to everything that we do is time. And these things,
Amen.
they take so much time. It takes so much time to actually, like, people look at it and they're like, you're actually not doing too much. I work a job. I'm going to the job, 6-8 hours a day, 5-6 days a week, whatever. The job never stops.
Amen. Yeah.
It's never over. Like every 5 seconds, you're dealing with a new situation, a new creation, always trying to get money in, always trying to minimize, the bad costs that are beating you up and all this stuff. And you're the captain of the ship. Like,
Amen,
we're
brother.
both the captains of our crews. And that's a very hard position to be in. And that's why they seek people out that are captains of their own crews and they try to tear them down, is because they know they already have a lot to deal with. So what we ask for you, the viewers and listeners, we ask for you to be our crew and for you to help defend us when we can't defend ourselves. And the biggest way you can do that is through your financial support and through sharing the broadcast and telling people about American Journal and about Gray Area and about all the great shows that we do. But we really need you to defend us in the info war. And instead of getting a horrible petroleum product or horrible seed oil or horrible sleep supplement or something that's ripping you off and giving you a bad quality or whatever, come to us. We're going to give you the best deal possible. We're going to make concessions, give you discount codes, anything to get you in the door, because it is the true 360 win. We want to give you the opportunity to be empowered by small business, and we want to give ourselves the opportunity to run a small business and contribute to the economy and to lift other people up.
And to put it into the show. And to put it in the show. Build this better.
It all goes into this. It all goes into this one thing of trying to connect to people and make them realize that we do this because we need to do it, not because we have to or we want to. We do this because we need to do it. Because I wouldn't be doing anything else. I would not be selling supplements. I've been selling supplements for 5 years, like in business for myself, completely independent.
I can't get a job probably, like the things that I've said on the internet, like people will use that against me so fast, I would be fired, or they would look up my internet profile.
Right. And that's the thing is, like, we don't have to adopt, there's no HR lady that comes to us and tells us what we can and can't say.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a very important thing. And like in this day and age, it's so easy for somebody like me and Rex. We both have followings. I have like 100,000 on Instagram. I could go and shill Roobet. I can go and shill one of these gambling websites or one of these things. And because of our moral compass, we don't want to do that. We want to give people high quality products. Like, we're not even trying to like do anything crazy. We don't even make that much money off this stuff because we choose to put such high quality. It costs us so much money to make these things. We don't make as much money as people think. Like when you're putting real ingredients and when you're really sourcing high quality stuff, it costs money.
The thing is, especially with the fulfillment center, I just want to talk about this for a little while. I'm sorry, I was trying to pull up more news. With the fulfillment center, you have to understand, I'm doing the fulfillment center, not just for myself, not just for Anthony, not just for people I want to work with. I want to give people that are independent content creators, really media figures, broadcasters, podcasters, people of that nature. I want to free them from the plantation of reading those discount codes for people. I want to give them the ability to actually have their own product shipped out at a fair price, to actually be able to buy their own product, a product they know is developed by artisans, developed by people that are adepts, people that really care about the things that they create. That's what I want to bring to people. And in that, I want to launch 1,000 ships of 1,000 independent companies, 1,000 independent voices that can all fund themselves without having to be a part of the power structure. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I think also what you should say to people in the chat and people that rewatch this is, hey, if you have a small business and you're in the area, reach out to Rex.
That's also true. Yeah, I'll do your.
He'll make your life a lot easier.
Area. Let me know if you got stuff that's being shipped out and you want to get good rates. I got great rates. I'll help you out.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Of course. That's important. Like what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build a community where we can all help each other. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We all want to help each other here.
It's a 360 win. That's what
exactly.
it's called.
It's abundance. It's abundance through the whole entire thing. We want to take our country back. We want to give the little man the win, because these corporations, these giant monopolies are taking over our country and they are sucking up everything from us, from our life force to our money to everything. And when we give power back to the small people, when we give power back to the small business, to the farmer, to the rancher, like while we make this tallow, we're helping out ranchers. You know, we're not getting this from giant factories that have their cows in like little cages. No, like this is these are our farmers and ranchers that are in Texas, that we are making sure that we source it from the highest level, grass-fed, pasture-raised, no antibiotics. Like, we make sure of that. So it's an abundance factor. We're all helping each other here. This is what makes the world go round, is by all of us helping each other, all of us coming together and fighting against the monopolization of this world, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to monopolize us. They're trying to take over and make us the serfs. We're not going to allow that. They work for us. We don't work for them. They work for us. And that's why we're going to be studying the Constitution. That's why we're going to be studying common law. That's why, and we're going to be regurgitating that information to you guys. So if you could support us, we can keep this mission going. We can keep reading the books. We can keep on doing the broadcasts. We can keep on doing these things. And we truly do appreciate it. And we promise you, on everything we love in this world, you will not regret it. You will not regret it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dude, you're never going to get a bad product. Like, seriously.
Ever. You will not regret it.
Like, cross our heart and hope to die. That's the damn truth. Like, we make the things that are the highest quality. Like, all my formulas, all my blends, what I end up doing is having 6 or 7 different versions of them where I keep adding ingredients to it. Yeah. I'm like, I have to make it stronger. I have to make it better. I have to reformulate. I call Ryan every day and I'm like, no, we gotta add more in there. We gotta add more in there. Like, here, I'll give you an example. So I developed, I'll go ahead and pull this stuff, a little free promotion. I'm not making money directly, but if you buy it, I'm the one that's shipping it out. So maybe I am making a little money. Crashout.energy. And sorry to do this, guys. This is going to be a little bit of chill segment today. We want to talk about what we do for work. So take a look at this. I developed this product.
That's dope.
All right.
That's sick.
Where's the nutrition facts? Come on. We got to be professional, guys. Where's the nutrition facts? You got to show me nutrition facts. Oh, it's a little dot thing. That's why. All right. So check this out. So let me tell you about this formula. This formula embodies the traditional Turbo Force spirit, which is you have around 200 to 300 milligrams of plant-based caffeine from various different sources. So you have different kind of bioavailability and release time. So it's kind of more spread out instead of that shocking, like classic, like jitter effect. The problem with that is it doesn't have the traditional mouthfeel or punch that like caffeine anhydrous specifically. When you take that pre-workout and it has that like chemically taste, that's not really even the artificial sweetener. That's the caffeine itself. It has a very sharp tongue feel. And if you've done a lot of taste testing, you know what I'm talking about. So we have we have regular caffeine in here as well. But you want to take a look at this. We've got the cholinergic matrix in here. You got a food source for choline. You got cytocholine in here, and you got huperzine A. Huperzine A eliminates the rate-limiting step for choline synthesis, meaning you can synthesize more of it in your brain into acetylcholine. And what does that create? That creates increased exercise capability, increased neural drive and response, increased explosive ability, all those things that come from your acetylcholinesterase system, which modulates physical movement and also modulates between direct and indirect focus. It literally locks you in and makes you like super you. Basically. Yeah. And that's a key formula that I added to Turbo Force in 2019. So without anyone prompting me, without anyone telling me to do this, we just had like traditional like caffeine, B vitamin, nitric oxide booster formula. I learned about this. I learned about the cholinergic system. Shout out Leo and Longevity. And I was like, I got to put this in as many products as I can. So I'm proud to say that I've developed like 4 or 5 different pre-workouts for people, and they've all got that blend in them of some various cholinergic source in the huperzine A, because that really gives you that spontaneous energy effect that lasts for a while and gives you that increase in physical ability and wanting to do more physical work. It also locks you in mentally as well. Like I said, it really is like the perfect combination. That's what I do in my formulas. So I'm dancing around this formula. I'm like, okay, Owen wants a ton of these, like the L-theanine in there. He wanted 200 milligrams. That really modulates the caffeine, helps slow you down. But he says he wants it to be even more like chill, flow state focus. This isn't even like a pre-workout necessarily. It's more like a high energy performance blend where you're still locked in.
I love that.
I was looking at it and I was like, okay, so he wants us to be able to say it's a nitric oxide booster. We have L-arginine in there, which is just the amino acid. We had like 1.5 grams or 2 grams of it. What's a better way to do that also provides more anti-anxiety, anxiolytic effects for people that are sensitive to caffeine? I discovered agmatine sulfate, which is a metabolite of L-arginine. This is an incredible ingredient. I just bought a bunch of it to use by itself, and it's very cheap by its own, of course, as well. but you can get all these things, you can mix them together. It's going to be far more expensive than just buying it in one catch-all blend like this. And this really is the best catch-all blend you could find for energy. That's one of these drinks that really prioritizes people that don't want to get too jittery. Between the 500 milligrams of agmatine sulfate and the 200 milligrams of L-theanine, you have like 700 to 750 milligrams of like calming agents in this.
Oh, wow.
So it really, dude,
Awesome.
I take this
I want
and
some.
like, I'll work a little bit longer at night and then I'll fall asleep and I'll still fall asleep great.
That's amazing.
Like,
all right, I want
we
some.
had fun. Me and my roommate and all my friends around Austin, we've had fun like trial testing this formula. I've got a bunch of people addicted to it. So like it really is good. But it's got all the traditional things you'd see in energy formula. It's got a ton of taurine in it, which of course is essential. You got to have that. Your synthesis of that rapidly declines after you pass 25. So especially if you're older, you need choline, L-carnitine, L-tartrate, helps with fat oxidation, burning fats. This is an exercise formula as well. And the agmatine sulfate is also a powerful nitric oxide booster. So you have physical, mental, just work performance, life performance, everything wrapped up into one. I designed this from scratch. I designed this knowing what these raw ingredients cost and knowing how we could make it work.
You're a genius, man.
That's,
you really are.
That's my process. That's what I do.
Yeah, you're a genius, brother. Seriously. The way you know how to spit all this information about all these supplements is insane. Seriously.
Yeah, and
you don't get enough credit. You don't get enough credit for it.
I appreciate it, man. Another thing about this is that we use all natural flavoring. There's no BS. There's no garbage. Owen insisted on that. It's essential. All we have in here are organic ingredients. That's all we use. That's all we have. We use for the color. We use like the butterfly pea powder.
Oh, wow.
To make it the purple, right? And like we do these things. We use real pomegranate. We use real hibiscus. All of that. Like this is like look at the ingredients there. Stevia, monk fruit. Yeah, that's what
next
you
level,
got.
dude. That's next level right there.
Yeah, like this is it's so you can trust it. It's safe. It's not poison. It's not going to F you up. These are high quality American dietary supplements in the fats you sell dietary products, skincare products. These are things you should be using already if you want them. Because I guarantee, and why I say you should be using them, the thing is, if you're using an energy drink, if you're using a pre-workout, if you're using a sleep supplement, using a cooking oil or a seed oil or any of these things, just make the switch. Just make the switch to a product that empowers you. I've been doing this since I was 8. I've been doing this since I was 8 years old, and I do it because I love it.
You know, you should look into making electrolytes.
Yeah.
I bet you can make some fire electrolytes.
Dude, you know, I had these two guys. I met them at internet marketing party, and I had these two guys come up to me and they're like, "Hey man, like we want to make a supplement. We heard you make a supplement." So I was like, "Yeah, sure." And they were like, "We want to do I can't even give out the idea on air. It's too good." And I won't disrespect them. I don't want anyone to steal their idea. They had an idea for a little packet thing that was real unique. Okay. And we made samples. I think we gave them the samples and we distributed. Maybe they weren't happy, whatever. Maybe they're still going to make it or get it done. I need to go deep back in my text messages and try to find it. But I don't want to disrespect these guys, but they don't make it in a year. I'm going to make it in a year, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. Like, I'm excited. Like, I like doing this. Like, it's fun. Like, this is
a passion project.
We are.
Yeah, it's a passion project for sure. You can see a passion in you. And hey, we get high on our own supply. You know,
that's very true. It's a bit of a problem, actually.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
We love it.
It's called shrink, and we do it.
Yeah, all the time. So if we love it and we're using it, I guarantee you guys, you will love it as well. So
yeah, and as long as we're doing QVC, and it is good for people to know like what we're about and the things that we do in our small businesses. So JonesCBD.com, I literally have the highest quality CBD, full spectrum CBD in the entire world at the lowest price, $37.95. 1,500 milligrams, 50 milligrams in a full dropper, 30 droppers full, 3 to 6 milligrams melatonin, half dropper, full dropper, 50 to 100 milligrams German CO2 extracted blue chamomile. This is what you want. This is what you want to get. And like people take knockout, people love knockout. A lot of people, they're drug tested, full spectrum CBD. You know, it has a little bit of THC in there. You know, that's called the entourage effect. These things, they all modulate each other. That's how it works. It's not enough to it's not enough to make you high, but it's enough to really make you rest and make you go to sleep, because the CBD and the THC, they have a relationship with each other. And this is what it's a sensitization, desensitization thing. You have the endocannabinoid system and all that. But seriously, Anthony, have you ever seen under $40 blended CBD?
No,
before?
Not at all. Not at all. No, it's at least like $60 to $70.
Right. And you know what this cost me? I think it cost me like $8, like $8, $8.50 to make. So in that, let's break down that cost. So now let's add $10 to that for shipping. You got $18. Let's add $2 in that for handling. You got $20. Okay. So I'm making like 15 off of that. And that's basically just enough to reorder and pay employees. Like, you see how that's fair?
Super
You see how that's
fair.
a good deal for you and a good deal for me too. Nobody's getting ripped off.
Exactly.
Like, and it's like you say, they'll make you pay $80 for something like this.
Yeah. It's crazy. I want all of it. I'm coming to your house and getting.
Well, we need to get it set up. Today that was a very powerful interview from Brian. I want to cut today's show a little bit short. We're going to come back tomorrow with the new graphics and everything. Like I said before, Austin Patriot Pulpit has been amazing in helping me set everything up.
Shout out to him, man. Yeah.
We have everything built out, everything ready. It was just kind of a thing this morning as to I couldn't get something to download. And I kind of got mad and I was just like, one more day. It is what it is. But no more of that. No more kicking can down the road. Today will be the last day of this background for the morning. I'll have a new one for the morning as well. And we're going to launch into the new intro and all of that. So also, it's very, very cool.
Also, we just got a text from William saying that Brian McGinnis reached out to Dan Bilzerian for us. So
awesome. Let's go for that. We look forward to making sure that we get that interview done. Oh no, dude, it's already Wednesday. Okay. All right, guys, I have to go to the America First Conference in Ohio. I have not bought my ticket yet. Ticket is like $500. Cheapest ticket I can get with like a 9-hour layover. I have to buy $500, like, because I have to get back too. I have to buy them at the same time. I have to spend $500 to get to this thing. I do not have the money for it. I cannot afford to do it. If y'all are interested, if y'all want to check out jonescb.com.
What's your cash app?
I literally can't afford to get there. So
what's your cash app or your Zelle? I'm gonna send you $250.
Oh, bro, seriously?
I'll buy half the ticket for you.
Dude, that means a lot to me, man. You can just Apple Cash me. I'll buy the ticket right now.
Okay.
I literally, like, guys, like I honestly my bill spend, like, it's to pay for my warehouse, it's $3,500 a month. Okay, that's a lot of money. And then payroll is a lot of money as well. So when you combine like what I'm looking at, like it's really like I'm paying like around like $7,000 to $8,000 a month in expenses, not even including postage. So like there's a lot that goes into this. So I really appreciate everyone hearing me out. So sorry to rant on that forever, because this is a political show and we want to let you guys know what we're about as well. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you, Anthony. I'm just going to call you after the program.
Okay, sounds good. God bless, guys. Have a great day.
We love you all so much. We truly do. We'll see you tomorrow, full 3-hour show.
Yes, sir. All right. Later, guys.